Mayabu, Thias Coleman, and Sean Husband back deep to receive it. But it's a short kick from Reese Stange and fielded just over the 20-yard line by Coleman. And he'll bring it up to about the 30-yard line. So that's where Sherman goes on the attack. And that means junior quarterback Tate Bethel will take command of the offense.
Yeah, and he's a new guy to the calling. And so Tate, smart guy, has played multiple positions over the last couple of years, but for now getting a chance to play quarterback to lead this football team, and we'll see how it goes for him.
We mentioned Mike Brown in the backfield, and he is lined up behind the quarterback, Bethel. Sherman will spread the field with 4 receivers. But the first play of the game goes to Mike Brown, and he'll go down for no gain. Javante Briscoe, the junior weak side linebacker, on the tackle.
Yeah, linebacker came up, stepped up, and made a nice play there. So good job by the defense kind of slowing things down here early on.
There you see the Bearcat offensive front as they go quickly to the line of scrimmage. Mike Brown had the carry there. Gage Smith will be a receiver to watch along with Benji Omayabu. On second down and 10. That pass caught and out over the 35. Near the 37-yard line is Jacoby Hunt, the A receiver, in the slot for a gain of 7.
Greg, so one of the things that we were told by Coach Martinez that they're going to do is a little bit of a hurry up, a little bit of spread, which they have not done against this Denison football team. So right now they've spread the football out, trying to get things going. You know, they're going to go up tempo as well, come right to the line of scrimmage, but they're going to go on their speed, not going to go as fast as Denison will tonight.
It's a 6-yard catch, and it brings up 3rd down and 4 for the Bearcats. As Tate Bethel checks with the sideline on the play call. Now Bethel trying to set up the receiver screen, and he does to Omayabu, who has the first down. Benji Omayabu will take that up to the 43-yard line, and a pickup of 7 yards before Briscoe can make the stop.
Good job on the tunnel screen, getting it outside. He's going to get it out there quickly. Watch him work back inside to get up into that void area and get that first down. Nice play there. This offense is moving here. You see him looking to the wristbands. They don't signal the plays in because we'll talk about the coaches moving around a little bit too here.
For the 44 after the 8-yard catch. This time, no running lane at all for Mike Brown. He's stacked up by that Sherman Yellow Jacket defense as we take a look at the Jackets on the defensive front. Henry Massenberg there, Jordan Hunter leading the charge there, and Wheeler, Wallace, Briscoe, the linebackers. And in the secondary, Keelan Vaughn back there, Keebler Wagner and Keegan Pruitt anchoring the secondary. A loss of 2, and it's 2nd and 12 for Sherman. Brown, the running back, but looking to throw. Caught. And that's a 45-yard line. That's a quick gain there, and caught by Sean Husband. A pickup of 3 yards on the play.
Well, just get the ball out there, throw and catch. One of the things that's kind of plagued this Sherman offense over the last couple of seasons is really just that, throwing and catching when they wanted to. Only about 52-53% completion percentage over that time period. So they have to bring those numbers up. They know that, and they look like they are executing it well. Coach Martinez told us he's got a very capable set of receivers and a good chemistry here with this quarterback, Bethel.
A second consecutive 3rd and long situation for the Bearcats. 3rd down and 9. Bethel can run a little bit, but not this time. Wrapped up for no gain by Javante Briscoe, and it brings up 4th down.
Excellent job in the secondary for Denison. Watch him match up everybody, and there's nowhere to go, and so he has to bring the ball down and run through there and try to get something. Good job by Briscoe, who's made 2 or 3 plays here already on this first drive. So good job of Denison getting off the field, forcing a 4th down punt situation.
Jackets only gave up 1 first down and now forced the punt. Gerald Clark, a senior, to kick for Sherman. And Keelan Vaughn, a dangerous returner deep for Denison. Clark trying to keep it away from Vaughn. A very high kick, and the fair catch made inside the 20-yard line and right at the 17-yard line, a 38-yard punt. Zaylen Wimbish had some pretty good numbers last year as a defensive back. but he can also move to the offense, and that's what he's done here.
Yeah, he was one of their leading tacklers, but they needed a quarterback, and Zaylen stepped up. He's had that experience previously, and he's a guy who's kind of a interesting character back there. When he thinks that he's going to have a good opportunity to lead this offense and do well, as we get our first look at Jadarian Price.
And Price breaking out tackles, and here he goes. Jadarian Price across midfield. First carry of the night for the sophomore, takes it in the Sherman territory at the Bearcat 49-yard line.
Well, we set him up as one of the best in Texas, and you know what? He's going to take this right inside and go all the way around to the outside. He's just got tremendous speed and vision, and that's what a running back has. This is a young running back that has a lot of skills and ability.
And that snap gets away, however, from Limbus, and Sherman will have it. The mad scramble, Ivan Camillo comes up with a fumble off the misfire on the snap, and Sherman gets the game's first break.
Awesome job here, just hustle on the defensive side, push the quarterback away from it with one defender, and actually, yeah, that was Micah Justice who actually pushed the quarterback away from it, and then the defender comes in and gets the ball. DeVio does a nice job of pulling that ball in. Big turnover here early on, and Sherman has good field position at the 40-yard line.
That after the 34-yard run by Jadarian Price. But Sherman will take over at the Denison 40-yard line. So the turnover gives it back to the Bearcats. And Bethel leads the offense out. This time he'll shift Mike Brown into a slot, so it's an empty set. 5 receivers, no running backs. And Bethel to throw. Flag down. Bethel tucks it in and runs, and forced out of bounds after a pickup of 3 on the play, but a flag on the play.
Yeah, probably going to have a hold inside there as everything broke down. He just pulled away. Let's see what the official calls here.
Holding, number 63 on the offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Carl Davis, our referee.
And right guard James Drenner.
So it'll move it back to the 50-yard line. There you see Cavillo, who came up with a fumble recovery for the Bearcats. But now Sherman facing 1st and 20 from the 50. The more traditional look with Mike Brown, the running back, joining the quarterback, Tate Bethel. Bethel off the hands of Husband. A quick turn looking for the ball, but couldn't hold it, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't get intercepted because Camden Wheeler, number 28, was playing that slot and kind of warped out there to that sideline. And that ball had to be thrown a little bit higher because Wheeler was right in the line of fire. Take a look here as he steps out there to the line. Woo, right there. If that ball is down where he's able to catch the football, it would have been intercepted for a touchdown.
2nd and 20. Amayabu shifting places in the formation with Jacoby Hunt.
So Denison getting lined up here in the secondary.
Hunt lined up as the H-back. Now to throw. Bethel to the air. A diving catch made at the 37-yard line. Excellent play made by Gage Smith, coming back for the catch of 13 yards.
Well, first of all, Bethel does a nice job of rolling the pocket out there and throwing it a little bit sidearm. Good throw and a good strike. And Smith does a nice job of catching that football. Does he bring it in? They called it on there, and we talked to this young man yesterday. I liked him a lot. He's a fiery player. He's a guy that's got a lot of heart, plays on both sides of the football. A true team leader in Gage Smith.
Bearcats still need 6 yards for the first down. That was a 14-yard gain to the 36. And now it's 3rd down and 6. Trying to overcome that first down holding penalty. Bethel looking to throw again with pressure coming and setting up the screen to Amayabu. Benji Amayabu still on his feet. And inside the 15-yard line goes Amayabu. It'll be first down. Sherman, Landon Ellis, the tackle.
Well, Amayabu's got some speed. He's got some talent. He's got a brother playing at Angelo State, so good lineage there. He knew what to do with it when he had got the ball in his hands. Got a huge play there for Sherman.
22 yards there, and again to the air. Again, Boo. Followed one block and inside the 10 for a gain of 4. Make it 5 to the 9-yard line. Javante Briscoe, the tackle.
I like the up-tempo that J.D. Martinez has put in with this offense. With this spread-style offense, I think that is something maybe that Denison wasn't going to think that they were going to do. But they've actually done it here pretty well on these first couple of series here tonight.
Back to the ground to Brown. picking his way through traffic. Mike Brown scores. Touchdown. Sherman strikes first.
Well, Craig, when you're on the road in football, I don't care what level you play on, turnovers can turn into points, and that's exactly what Sherman did that time. The Bearcats did a nice job.
Jose Nandine for the extra points. So Sherman taking advantage of the turnover first. The big pass to Omayabu.
Yeah, he does a nice job of working his way down there. And this kind of sets up everything with a big play, getting down there to score. And they pay it off well with Mike Brown getting that ball and runs tough inside. We talked about him and his ability. Got a good matchup tonight.
7-0 Bearcats. Texas Football Days presented by Jack in the Box.
Welcome back to Bearcat Stadium, where Sherman just scored their very first touchdown of the game. 7-0, Sherman leads over Denison.
Thank you, Governor, and I'm sure Tate Bethel would thank you as well, since he engineered that quick 40-yard, 5-play drive with a forward scoring drive capped by the Mike Brown 9-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, a little defensive turnover, done a great job there. Then they punch it in. Good score there from the home team, Sherman, and see if they can do another magical defensive stop here. Is Denison going to get the ball back again?
Nandine to kick it off. Elion Vaughn, Ace Osborne, and Jadarian Price all back deep to receive it for Denison. That one's fielded by Price. Trying to work his way through traffic, and a good return for Jadarian Price. Takes it out to the 37-yard line. Time for our key matchup, brought to you by Main Event.
Well, I think for Denison, Jadarian Price, he's showed that he can be a great runner, and he's going to be all around the field tonight. And I think he's going to have to hit heads quite a bit with Brandon Bonilla, the middle linebacker for Sherman. Look for those two to be entangled. I think that Bonilla has to have a big night, maybe a double-digit tackle night against this talented running back.
Well, we've already seen Price have a 34-yard run. He won't get that this time. Again, there was a misfire on the snap, and it slowed the progress. Cavillo, who recovered the fumble the first time, makes the tackle. As you look at the Denison offense and the Jackets, the offensive front there, Christian Smallwood at left tackle, a former Sherman Bearcat himself. And there you see Price in the backfield, Elion Vaughn at receiver. Of course, the quarterback, Zaylen Wimbish, has had trouble handling the snap, so he keeps it himself this time. And has a gain of a couple to the 40 before Deontay Cook makes the stop for Sherman. As we look at the Bearcat defense, there Cavillo recovered the fumble along with Dominique Johnson there. That good. Bonilla, the anchor of the linebacker, Goran Omayabu, with the big catch on the offensive side in the secondary. Third down, and the pass dumped, caught, a flag down, and wrestled out of bounds as Elion Vaughn. Vaughn would be right near the first down marker, but this may be coming back.
Yeah, maybe coming back, but this is a well-designed play as he brings the receiver all the way across the field.
Once again,
he just drops it off to him, so that's nobody there in coverage.
Carl Davis, our referee, with the explanation.
There's no foul on the play.
All right, no laundry on the field needed there, so you got Keelan Vaughn on the bottom here. Watch him. He just sneaks all the way across. It's going to be an open zone. Look for them to come back to that as a play to use later on in the evening, because that thing seemed to be open for the Yellow Jackets.
All right, it is fourth down now, and still 1 yard needed for the first down, and Denison's going to go for it. They go to Price. First down, and into Sherman territory goes J.D. Price. He'll take it to the 49-yard line. Cavillo and Justice the stop for Sherman.
When we talked to Chad Rogers about Jadarian Price and kind of how his offseason's gone, he says he's bulked up about almost 20 pounds. He's almost 195 pounds or so and really, really fit.
This time, Sherman looking for Price, and they stack him up. Brandon Bonilla drops him.
Don't be surprised if Price gets the ball 20 to 30 times tonight. This is a run-first offense with Denison. They're going to run the ball, RPO type of style offense. That's what they're going to look to do, and they're going to put the ball in his hands quite a bit.
Second down, and incomplete this time as Wimbish unable to connect with Anders Bean. out in the pattern. And again, it's going to be 3rd and lengthy for Denison.
So when they decide to throw the football, that's when they've got to be really accurate. And Wimbish, just kind of learning the role, so to speak. He's got to get his feet under him, understand where his receivers are going to be. They've got to develop that chemistry.
Wimbish had to get rid of it, and that's incomplete. They're going to bring up 4th down. The officials were looking. 2 officials did not signal that it was incomplete. They finally did call it an incomplete pass.
Well, I'm looking right down the line of scrimmage here, and I actually think it's actually a lateral here. It's not a forward pass. It's actually a sideways lateral pass, but it does go out of bounds, so that ball would have been spotted there. That's actually a better opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to get another 4 or 5 yards, go back to the line of scrimmage, but brings up a 4th down and punch situation.
So, Denison forced to kick. Reese Stange. A booming kick and a fair catch called for by Gage Smith at the 9-yard line. The defending state champions, the La Vega Pirates. John Hyde's ball club. It'll be tough to beat. Saw Carthage and, of course, their pedigree under Scott Surratt right there. And J.D. Martinez trying to build that. In Sherman, he's been an assistant coach. Flower Mount Marcus, L.D. Bell, and at Tolosa Midway in the Corpus Christi area. How about his key to the season?
Yeah, really, we talked about it. He wants to be a run, not a run-pass option football team. He wants to be a pass-first run offense. So we're seeing that tonight. They want to be a little bit more spread. They want to have pass concepts to be able to be their staple so that when they throw the ball, it sets up the run instead of using the run to set up the pass.
They'll start deep in their end of the field, back at the 10-yard line. They used the pass to set up that 9-yard touchdown run by Mike Brown the last time out. Brown in the backfield with Tate Bethel. Bethel quickly to the air to Gage Smith. Smith let a quick hit for 13 yards and a 1st down out to the 23 before Landon Ellis could shove him out of bounds.
This is just a good job of reading the outsider. You know you're going to have one-on-one coverage and a blocker out there. And just toss it out there and get some positive yardage. Good execution.
Well, spotted at the 24, so big 1st down play. And a false start on the right side as Matthew Pack's just a little too anxious there. Heard that hand clap. Matt Parks called for it.
A little clap, and also the defensive lineman stepping inside. You watch the defensive tackle. When you hear that clap, tackle steps in, and the big offensive tackle trying to follow him, but not to happen tonight.
So now Sherman trying to overcome the penalty. They did so the last time, a 10-yard holding call. It wound up being a 40-yard touchdown drive, but they actually moved 50 yards after that penalty. Now to Brown. And here goes Mike Brown. Making up the yardage on the penalty, and then some. He's out to the 29-yard line. Landon Ellis, the tackle.
Yeah, good block by Jordan Lamondu, the center, and Cole Gibson, the left guard, to open that hole up and just pop right through there. Mike Brown does, and does a nice job of getting into the second level of the defense. If they can run that consistently and then use that pass, that's a good formula for Sherman.
Now on 2nd down. And 5. The running lane not there that time, thanks to William Wallace, the middle linebacker.
Yeah, those guys stepped up. The defensive line didn't move. They had some cross blocking there where they're trying to bring the left offensive guard and tackle across, but they just blew it up in the middle, Craig, and stopped everything.
So it's 3rd down. And nearly 6 needed for the 1st. Tate Bethel trying to get all his guys on the same page here as he readies the attack. And again, another movement. This time on the left side of the line. We'll call Sherman another 5.
Yeah, it's the clap, and then the defensive tackle moves down again, and offense reacts. So
you can see where J.D. Martinez not happy with his line.
Prior to the snap, ball start, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Well, if you didn't know it, today, there was a monsoon that came through this area. Actually, a lot of rain fell here, and this field was actually enveloped with water, and it's drained exceptionally well. But there are going to be some soft spots and slick spots. Don't be surprised if you see some players slip out there on this field this evening.
So now Bethel being chased. going to turn the corner and wrapped up. Caitlin Fields, the sophomore defensive end, wrapping up Tate Bethel and dropping him back for a yard loss. Well, we're talking about those field conditions. Sarah Merrifield, you're down there on the field. What does it look like to you?
I am, and the field actually looks fantastic. I'll be really honest with you. It's very soft. No water anywhere to be seen on the actual field. So there's no mud spots or anything soft in terms of that. But we did talk to Coach earlier, and he said this same drainage system that they have here on the field, because they knew they were never going to get turf, is actually the same drainage system that they have at Kyle Field at Texas A&M. I thought that was pretty cool.
Here's the kick by Clark. Good kick. Vaughn had trouble handling it, just had to fall on it at the 39-yard line. Winds up being a 35-yard punt with no return. So, get to the late stages of the first quarter, and you see Vaughn there, just trouble on the handle, and just decided to fall on it because he had Ethan Bedgood right on top of him.
Lucky they get away from it. You know, that ball seems to move around a little bit. It's easy to catch in practice, but when the lights are on, a little bit different thing.
Denison trying to find itself right now here in the early going. Wimbish will hand it to Jadarian Price. Stood up right when he got to the 41-yard line by Ivan Cavillo and Brandon Bonilla.
Yeah, those two guys, they have stepped in there and made a nice play there. I talked about Brandon Bonilla having to be an impact player, and he was definitely getting on that tackle. Coach talked about him playing physical. They said, look out, if he gets a good hit on somebody, it's going to be a lot of noise out there.
Here's Price looking for the hole, following blocks, and turns it into a really healthy gain when it looked like he was going to have trouble at first.
Well, that was pace, Craig. He was just trying to pace himself and trying to find a hole out there, let his blockers get set as he takes a breather after that play.
Third down, the quick snap. This time it's out to Asa Osborne. Osborne with a first down and into Sherman territory for the Bearcat 44, a gain of 9.
Well, when Ched Rogers talked to us about his talented players, and Osborne was one of them, he said that this guy has got a lot of speed, he's got a lot of talent. A good 1-2 punch with him. And Jadarian Price is pretty special for him.
Now Denison, with its offense in rhythm, goes back to the ground to Osborne for a short gain. Maybe a pickup of 3, and wrapped up by Gage Smith.
We've got some seniors on this offensive line, so they've got some experience. They know how to move that ball and understand the rhythm of what they're trying to do offensively.
Second down and 7. Again to the ground. This time Osborne stood up. They'll mark the progress of a yard to the 40, but Bonilla and Cavillo, boy, we called their names in the first quarter. The
defense is playing well at the front here. Now for Denison, they want to go fast. They really do. They want to play as fast as anyone in Texas high school football. They want to run, wear the defense out.
Outfield and down the sidelines goes Osborne. Takes it all the way to the 10-yard line. A gain of 31 yards in a first down for Denison.
Relationship. That's what the tailback is to the quarterback, and the quarterback, Zet Wimbish, does a nice job of taking the ball as far as he can. He knows he's got the relationship with his tailback, Osborne. He's there. The huge play here for Denison.
First down, Jackets.
First and goal from the 10. Now it's back to Price. Jadarian Price still surging, and he's across for the score. Tough running by the sophomore to get Denison on the board.
Carries for a 10-yard gain and a Jacket touchdown.
Craig, I will say this about that run. That is a big boy run. Breaking 3 or 4 tackles in the line of scrimmage is exactly what Jadarian Price does that time to get that ball across the end zone. Excellent job of fighting through there, and that was a heck of a drive for Denison.
Extra point is no good by Stange. And there might have been a Bearcat that got a fingertip on the ball, but it just missed out to the right. The big 31-yard toss to Osborne set up the finish to the drive by Price.
You say 1, 2, 3 players right there in the hole, have him 4, 5, and he goes through them. Finally gets across the end zone here. Excellent job, and that's why he's one of the best in the country. That young man is a running back.
Well, he did an excellent job to finish that march. And, of course, the Ford scoring drive, the big play on it, 31 yards on that down line toss to Asa Osborne to set it up a total of 61 yards in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's a rush play. It's going to be an option pitch back there. So running the ball is what Denison wants to do. That's the mantra of Chad Rogers. They're a run-first offense, and got a couple good guys back there. And they hand it off to Price, and he gets it into the end zone to finish it off.
So Denison has the answer, and let's let you have a little bit of hometown flavor. We'll drop into the Denison Yellow Jackets radio booth for the touchdown call on Katy Country 93.1 with Lynn Burkhead and Ed Meacham.
Price back in the game, gets the ball up the middle, cuts it back inside, still plunging, running to the goal line. He's in! Stick it in the end zone! Put it on the scoreboard! Touchdown Denison with 18 seconds to go. His J.D. Price gets the first one of 2019.
Usually shows money on everything that he does. But once again, you know, that was his first kick as well for a PAT, and he got it out of his system. There.
How great is that?
Hey, that's great.
Bringing high school football to life, television, radio, we've got it all here for you. Live high school football here in Sherman. And that, get better than that.
That crew's been at it a long time. Same thing for Sherman. We'll hear from them a little later on. Here's the kickoff. And Omayamu brings it out. That's Husband who bring it across the 25-yard line.
Return brings it out across the 25-yard line.
Sherman goes back to work with a 1-point lead off the miss on the extra point try.
Well, that's a good ball game. You got a couple of teams, and they came to play. This is a for BOTA, Battle of the Axe, no doubt about that. 121 times they've met before, and this one is special because it lasts all year long.
Husband, who returned the kick, is the receiver on the opposite side from what you're looking at there is Gage Smith. And another flag.
Yeah, the tight end, I believe, picked his hand up, so it's an offensive penalty.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Play clock run out? I guess it did.
Well, and that, you know, other than the penalties, but there have been 4 big penalties. He overcame the holding call, but the 2 false starts and now the delay, certainly costly for Sherman. Brown, nowhere to run.
That penetration by the defense there. Who's under that pile?
Rising to his feet and making the big stop was Jordan Hunter.
Yeah, Jordan Hunter. I saw him at the school yesterday. Good sized young man. He's got a very hefty lower body, and he does a good job of pushing into that backfield.
Into the first quarter from here at Bearcat Stadium. It's Sherman on top of Denison, 7-6. Now for a Jack in the Box live look in. Let's go to Lauren Blackwell down in the greater Austin area. Checking out Cedar Park and Vandegrift.
We knew we'd have a close one in Austin tonight, and that we are. Vandegrift head coach Drew Sanders told me earlier this week that his team needs to run. They love to run, but the big question is if they could run against this big, strong Cedar Park defense led by 2018 co-defensive player of the year, Ben Bell. They've had some successful carries, but not quite as many as they would like to power through this defense. Vandegrift, however, has been able to contain Cedar Park quarterback Ryder Hernandez, who was a big concern for this team leading into tonight. We'll have more for you coming up, but as of right now, this game is anybody's.
All right, Lauren, thanks very much. Some backyard rivalry between Vandegrift and Cedar Park. And let's go down to Jason Spells, who has a special guest.
Yes, indeed. I'm standing by with Dr. Henry Scott, the superintendent of Denison ISD. And we're here for the football game. There's a lot going on in the field. But this battle of the axe between both Sherman and Denison is so much bigger than a football game.
Oh, man, it's the community, it's the band, cheerleaders, old people, young people. This stadium is full. We could probably sell another 5,000 tickets if we had the space.
I heard over the loudspeaker that you're also having a blood drive, a canned food drive. What does that mean that you're competing in other elements as well to benefit the communities?
It is, and the food drive, I understand we raised almost 14,000 cans of food along with a bunch of money to go with it. So all of this put together, and we're doing it in a positive way. We're not an enemy with Sherman until we play them on the football field. we want to work together, and we have in past years.
Dr. Scott and Denison making sure that Texoma is good for years to come. Greg, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Jason, thanks very much. Second quarter getting underway with a 2nd and 18 across the middle pass with room to run. Jacoby Hunt still on his feet. Hunt deep into Denison territory before Datarian Johnson can wrap him up. But a huge play for the Bearcats.
And his body is one of those that you look as a receiver, 6'3", 180. You see the speed that he has. Good grab there and up-tempo. That's what they like to do, and get that ball out quick in a big play.
55 yards of it on first down. Now trouble. And this is going to be a loss as Amayabu wrapped up. It was a low throw from Bethel.
We're going to pick it up off Craig as well.
Shoe tops, and there is a flag down.
Number 32. Fields.
Holding against Sherman.
Flags on the play.
Here's another look at the big catch and run by Jacoby Hunt across the middle.
Yeah, good target to throw to, good size, right there in the middle of the field, behind the linebackers, between the safeties, and he just takes off. So he's got good speed, and coach is telling us when people come to recruit, I say, who's that young man? He looks the part.
Hunt's a junior. 55 yards on that catch, but they'll give up 10 yards.
Once again, announcement to all the fans. Any flashing lights or lasers shining on the field.
So it'll be a 10-yard walk-off.
One of these, you will be removed from the stadium.
Or will it be? I think after thinking about it, Chad Rogers decided we're going to go ahead and decline the penalty rather than make it 2nd down. Well, are they going to take it or not? First they said went back, then went up, and now back again.
And we're back to Jacoby Hunt. Jacoby Hunt, grandson of one of the legendary coaches here in this community, Ed Hunt.
Coach of the state championship team at Frederick Douglass High School in the old Prairie View Interscholastic League in the days of segregation. Well remembered. On the speed sweep is Amayabu. Inside the 35, William Wallace, Jacqueline Fields. Team up on the tackle. It's a gain of 3.
And throughout the season, they put EH to remember Ed Hunt, the legendary coach in that state championship.
On 2nd and 17, with some time to throw, Bethel to the end zone and too much on it. He was looking for Gage Smith, who was well covered, most notably by Keebler Wagner. And now it brings up 3rd down. When we talked about Jacoby Hunt, his grandfather Ed, an immortal around here, the coach of the Class 2A state champions of the old Prairie View Interscholastic League. Prior to our kickoff tonight, Sarah Merrifield, an outstanding feature on those Frederick Douglass Panthers and on Ed Hunt in particular, who passed away earlier this year. And his grandson, Jacoby, has already made a big play tonight. 3rd down and 17 for Sherman. Bethel with pressure coming. Still trying to get a receiver, but lost his balance. And another big loss. All the way back to the 42.
Well, Jordan Hunter thought that he had him in the pocket back there. He may get credit for this sack because it's kind of a bumbling and stumbling sack here as Tate Bethel goes to the ground there. But good job by the defense, not allowing him to move around well enough. And Bethel just kind of ran out of steps right there.
Well, after all of that, Sherman is now forced to punt. Gerald Clark will come on the kick. Leon Vaughn back to receive it for the Yellow Jackets. The left footer, Clark. Nice punt, but it won't stop rolling. Goes into the end zone for the touchback. Early in the 2nd quarter. And the emotions running high here in Grayson County between Sherman and Denison. The Battle of the Axe. Texas Football Days, presented by Jack in the Box. We welcome you back to Sherman, Texas Football Days, presented by Jack in the Box. Greg Way, Gary Reasons, Sarah Merrifield, Jason Spells, and our crew here Fox Sports Southwest. And talk about Texas high school football talent. Plenty of it, obviously, on a year-in, year-out basis, including this year's NFL draft, Gary.
There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of players that come out of Texas each and every year into the National Football League, and here's just a sprinkling of some of those great talents. Kyler Murray, obviously the Heisman Trophy winner from Oklahoma a year ago, and the #1 draft pick selected by the Arizona Cardinals. And look at the list here. It goes on and on and on. Texas high school football is all over the National Football League.
Denison goes back to work from its 20-yard line. The Yellow Jackets down a point. The difference being the margin being a missed extra point. Jadarian Price already making his presence known in this football game, and he'll try to do it another play as Wimbish pulled it back out and cut it up the middle and picked up 7 yards.
Number 11.
He was gone if one of the linemen hadn't grabbed his jersey to pull him down. So actually did a great job. I think it was Daniel on the Bayou again making that tackle.
Now it's to Price. Trouble finding his way through the traffic. A gain of a couple to the 29. Gage Smith wrapping him up with help from Ivan Cavillo.
Yeah, if I'm a defensive coordinator, Mark Wilkinson, for this Sherman defense, I'm bringing a lot of people around Mr. Price.
3rd and 1, and there's Mr. Price for a first down. A gain of 6 to the 35. Brought down by Omayabu.
When we talked to Coach Martinez, he said, you know, Price is going to get his carries. He's going to get his yards. We just can't allow those big explosive plays. And that's something you try to do on a great running back.
Price getting a breather, and it's back now to Asa Osborne, who had the big 31-yard run on the touchdown drive. Wrapped up after turning the corner, a gain of 8 yards on the play. Yeah, there is a flag down. This one may be coming back. It will. Holding against Denison. There you see Chad Rogers, his 8th season as the head coach of the Yellow Jackets. Had all kinds of success. 11 years in Snyder and state championship. It's in Mayfield, New Mexico. There's the hold right there. So it'll go back to the 25-yard line.
Hands on Brandon Bonilla there in the back.
1st and 20. Wimbish dumps it outside at King Earnhardt. He is leveled by Benji Omayabu. Gain of 5 to the 30, and it's 2nd down and 15.
Good job, explosive tackle that time, right through the thighs of the receiver coming through here. Good tackle.
Now rolling on the option. This play worked big last time. This time, keeping it Wimbish, and he has the 1st down and into Sherman territory. Bearcats were cognizant of how he had the late toss to Osborne before. This time, Wimbish keeping on the option for 23 yards.
Yeah, kind of a pinball wizard there coming out as he goes around the edge, and got a penalty here at the end here. I think there's a little bit of a talking, and these high school officials aren't going to allow that to happen on this field.
Yeah, I think this is going to be tacked on against Sherman. We'll see.
After the 1st down, we had to delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. It's a 1st down.
That might have been just Zaylen Wimbish rolling the ball away. Yeah.
Well, that was a heck of a run. Very demonstrative there. And you see the option skills that he has as a quarterback.
23-yard run. Then 5 yards trimmed off of that on the penalty, but it's a 1st down at the 48. Price back on the field, and here's Jadarian Price wrapped up for a loss. Excellent open field move to drop him for the loss by Donze Orknight.
Orknight does a nice job of just getting down the line of scrimmage and getting back. Penetration into backfield, Craig, and that's what happened, and got Price before he got started.
Now on 2nd and 12, Price again.
Bonilla.
And this time, Cavillo finished him off after Bonilla hit him first. Those two team up again, and they're making Jadarian Price have to work really hard. And on that play, he only gained a couple.
Bonilla told us yesterday when we talked to him, he says, I just like to hit. And there's a lot of evidence of that right there on that play. Watch number 50 have some fun tonight.
Price and Osborne in the backfield, but to the air, Wimbish. Downfield for Price. almost caught and almost picked off by Aaron Ingram, the senior corner, who almost took it out of the hands of Price, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, Wimbish throws this up there, and it's actually 3 receivers in the area, but Aaron Ingram, number 11, watch number 11 at the bottom of your screen. He's the one who's going to make the play on the ball ultimately. And good job that time by the secondary.
Stange to punt it again. Very high, not real deep. But it does take a Denison bounce and then is down. So Sherman will start on its own 27-yard line. Speaking of Sherman, let's go down to the sidelines. Our Sarah Merrifield with a special guest.
Thanks so much. I'm here with Sherman Superintendent Dr. David Hicks. And, man, what a last couple of days. It's been absolutely crazy. But for you all to host not only the biggest rivalry game of the season and Texas Football Days, how cool is it to kick off the season that way?
This is incredible. Our kids have been working all year long, all summer, preparing for this. And you can look around. You see the fans. We've got 7,000 people here to kick off the season. It's incredible.
I mean, it's absolutely packed. You look around and no one's sitting down either.
No.
And we've heard some amazing things about this new facility, this new campus that you're building. Can you share with us some exciting details about the new Sherman High School?
Yeah, so we're going to open in August of 2020. It'll house 2,600 students. It's exceeding our current capacity, and it's a tremendous new opportunity for this community. State-of-the-art CTE programs, state-of-the-art athletics programs, state-of-the-art academic programs. It's going to be awesome.
Well, congratulations on making so much progress with that new campus. I'm sure everyone out here is excited for it to open.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for the time. And, guys, we'll send it right back to you.
All right, Sarah, first down pass to Jacoby Hunt for a first down. Now back to the ground to Mike Brown. And a gain of about 3 to the 40-yard line before Giovanni Briscoe wraps him up. And a flag coming in as well. Starting to see tempers flare a little bit here, Gary.
Yeah, but back to the high school. Just look at that picture.
Oh,
What
yeah.
was your high school looking like? Did it look anything like that?
Not like that. Not like that.
Special stuff.
Number 62 of the offense, unsportsmanlike. 15-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Well, the penalties definitely not sitting well with J.D. Martinez. The emotions getting the better of Cole Gibson, a senior left guard, after the play. So they had the first down pass to Jacoby Hunt, picked up a first down, then had a positive gain on first down, but now dead ball, 15 yards, going to be walked on.
What's disappointing really with both coaches is that they teach their players to control what you can control, and that's definitely a penalty that you can control, unnecessary.
Well, remember, this was a dead ball foul, so it's now going to be 2nd down at 22. Bethel over the middle and too much out in front of Jacoby Hunt. Early on, we're seeing him really try to target Hunt because Hunt's been able to find a way to get open.
Well, he has a good body size and a good target inside between the linebackers or the safety, and Bethel may find him a lot more easier than the other receivers. And he's thrown to him quite a bit.
Elijah Chapman, a sophomore in the formation, as well as a split receiver with Omayabu in the slot. 4 receivers, and 3rd down at 22. Set up the screen to Brown with room to run. Mike Brown, close to, not quite enough for the first down, but a nice run after the catch. It'll bring up 4th down, but at least better punting space for Sherman. Keegan Pruitt, a sophomore corner, ran him out.
Yeah, they bring an extra rusher here, Craig, the middle linebacker. So they're bringing 5. So it's pressure. Good job. Good call that time to have the screen in play there. And Mike Brown does a nice job catching that football and getting some good yardage here. Good play for Sherman.
And J.D. Martinez says, let's go for it. 4th down and 3 for the Bearcats. And now timeout taken by Sherman. Coach Martinez wanted to see if they could draw an anxious Denison team off sides. They did not jump. And now we'll see if Sherman elects to punt on 4th and 3 with 6:34 remaining here in the first half. Well, we've looked at it to this point, nearing the midway mark of the 2nd quarter, which brings us to our Baylor Scott White Health pain diagnosis.
Well, you know, this game, it's about tempo, it's about speed. And, you know, we talked about Denison wanting to snap the ball. They want to do it as fast as anybody in Texas. And on the other side, Sherman wants to slow the ball down a little bit, but they want to go a little bit up-tempo themselves. But that defense has to match the intensity on both sides of the ball here, which is really kind of interesting. But Sherman, I'm really impressed with how up-tempo they have gone tonight and how well that's worked against Denison.
Interesting to see what Coach Martinez wants to do here now. It was 4th and 3, thought maybe just trying to pull Denison off sides. Jackets didn't jump. Now does he elect to continue to go for it on 4th down here?
Well, still a close ball game here in the middle of the second quarter. I'm not sure that this is an opportunity for you to kind of pull out all stops and go for it, but could be a used, probably should punt this football.
And that's what they're going to do. Gerald Clark will come out. The play picked up 19 on that screen to Mike Brown, so it gave him some good punting space.
Haven't given up the really super big explosive play yet to Jadarian Price. Defense for Sherman has done a nice job of bottling him up, and we'll have to do it 2.5 more quarters here.
Clark, the left footer with a kick and a fair catch from Vaughn, and that's where he'll take it after a 36-yard punt. Those traditional power. You saw Katy, number 5, and they beat North Shore last night on a late touchdown. They're at North Shore, so, you know.
Let's go score, baby. One straight, Bobby.
See the Yellow Jackets breaking the huddle. Gary Joseph's Katy Tigers off to another good start. Darian Price.
This is just over, a quarter and a half. Okay, a little bit of work there, and you can see the numbers just continue to pile up.
It is Price with running room, but shoved out of bounds. Sherman reacts quickly. Gage Smith got over there, got on the quarterback of the defense. He holds Price to a gain of about 7.
Greg, as a football guy, when I see someone with the body size and style like Jadarian Price and how he runs and how he carries himself as a running back, you can just see football player written all over it.
There he is again, and he has the first down. Take it up to the 35, picks up 7 more. He picked up 14 yards on 2 carries. He's up to 80 yards now.
And I talked to him yesterday, and I asked him, I said, what is something unique about you, Jadarian, that people may not know or understand? And he says, you know what? I'm quiet, I'm humble, and, I just want to get an education going to school. He is so grounded and down to earth. I think that the coaching staff has done a great job with this Denison football team of grounding all these players. You got to attribute all of that to their head coach, Chad Rogers, to set the table there.
Start number 12 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Leon Vaughn called for the false start, got a little too anxious. We are, after all, in a season opener, Gary. We see a few of those types of penalties early on.
Yeah, things are going to happen like that. You're going to have the miscues, but overall, I think this game is still about rivalry. It's still got a few things to say here, and Mr. Price gets another one.
Jadarian Price back to the 35-yard line. So he picks up the 5 yards lost on the penalty. Micah Justice, senior in what they call the joker position, coming over.
Talk about Jadarian Price. Last year, he only started, Craig, 1 game.
He still had 1,400 yards. Here's Osborne on the outside, and Wimbish keeps it himself and takes it near the first down. He's at the 34-yard line. Actually, they'll have 6 more yards to go now on 3rd down. We'll give him 5 to the 40, and it's 3rd down and 5 for the Jackets, who are starting to get that ground game established now. 3rd and 5 here. Wimbish again. Wimbish a little short of the first down. Matthias Coleman, the junior linebacker, picked him up and set him down to the 44. Now it's 4th and 1.
That's a pretty good tackle there, and just short of the line to gain here. So you see the quarterback trying to get that over there and dive and just get popped.
Here goes Denison going for it on 4th down. Wimbish keeps it himself. He has the first down. Took a pop, but picked up a couple. And as the first down, Coleman again the tackle.
Good job by the guards and the center, just getting a little bit of space and movement inside, and then the quarterback moving just offside. But watch the hit here by Coleman again. Right there, popped the quarterback. We felt that one, but they got the first down.
From the 47. To the ground again, Osborne. And Osborne takes it into Sherman territory. A gain of 7. And This is what Denison does so well. Move quickly, and they move it on the ground a lot.
Yeah, and they just continue to wear down the defense. That's their goal. Run the ball at them and use play-action pass to their advantage.
A flag down on the far side of the field as Osborne carries again for what would have been enough for the first down, but this may be coming back. Carl Davis, our referee, sorting it out. This is going to go against Denison.
Legal procedure, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
And they rotate J.D. back in there, J.D. Price.
Now going to bring up second down and 9 from the 48. Chad Rogers hoping his team can put the penalties behind them as they continue to march down the field. Had to overcome a couple so far. On the option, Wimbish to keep and gains a couple more and then lunges forward in the arms of Aaron Ingram. It'll bring up third down.
That's a good job, I think, by the defense to keep it in front of them. Just short gains on that drive so far.
Third and a long 5 needed. Price for the corner. First down and more. They overcome another penalty. Jadarian Price picks up 10 more in the first down.
When I asked Chad Rogers about his wide receivers core and how they're playing, he goes, they're good blockers. And this is evidence of good blocking because Jadarian Price takes the ball to the outside, but he needs to get blocking out there, and both his receivers had their men blocked and allowed him to get a good game for the first down.
Picks up 3 more now to the 35-yard line. Price closing in on 100 rushing yards here in the first half. Just a couple shy of that right now. But a flag will go down.
Yeah, they're going to have a participation penalty here. Yep. Going to have too many players on the field. Trying to substitute. They didn't do it fast enough. Had too many players between the hash marks at one time.
So that 5-yard procedure call takes it back to the 40. Bearcats try to catch their breath and see if they can come up with a stop, but Denison has been moving it steadily on the ground. Wimbish to the air now. Out of the backfield, a catch, but going right down at the line of scrimmage is Caden Earnhardt. He was popped by Aaron Ingram.
Well, Ingram showed that he can cover the pass, and this time he comes up and makes a pretty good pop. Shoulder first tackle. Watch this, how he tackles. Good shoulder tackle right there underneath, and but excellent contact.
Well, third down and long. Wimbish will take off, and he'll be short of the first down. Cavillo coming over to make the stop. Brandon Bonilla, the tackle. There's another look at that big hit here off the pass on the prior play.
Yeah, just a good body position there, and that's how you tackle, with the neck of the shoulder. No head first anymore. We're getting that out of football and do a good job. And still, this is a very physical ball game.
Yeah, that's the UIL's directive and all the ongoing education for Atavis and the tackling procedure. And a timeout called on defense by Sherman here as they consider it. With 2:35 to go in the first half. And a 7-6 lead for Sherman, but Denison preparing to go for it now on 4th down and 6.
So interesting call here defensively. Just want to prepare to stop him here on 4th down. Give your defense a break, because this has been a pretty good pace here. This offense from Denison has just kept up here. Give your defensive players a chance to collect themselves. Important stop here. If you can get the ball back to your offense before halftime, maybe get something going.
Well, Gary, you were talking about the keys for Denison, and it's try to keep Sherman off balance with the pace of play and not get overcomplicated.
Now, they really don't. And, play fast. That's what Chad Rogers wants to do, and do simple better. So everything that you're supposed to do, just get better at it. And you're going to get better every single day. They play it one day at a time. Kind of an old cliche, but it definitely works.
Biggest play in his first half so far. 4th down and 6 for the Yellow Jackets at the Sherman 34. Pressure coming. Wimbish escapes a first down. looked like he was going to be dropped for a loss. He got away and picks up 13 yards and a first down.
I actually think it's a busted play here by the offense. Both running backs go out. He fakes the ball to nobody. But he does everything on his own. Everything broke down, but Wimbish does a good job of making something out of nothing. He gets a first down.
Player down on the field, cross the way. Here's no look at watch out.
Yeah, he was handed off to air there. Almost a shoulder grab and a jersey tackle. Wimbish gets out of that and gets that first down, and huge play there on fourth down.
So the ball just inside the Sherman 21-yard line here. And you see the time remaining at 2:22 to go in the first half. Jackets have 2 timeouts remaining. Bearcats have 1 timeout left. As J.D. Martinez's ball club tries to steady itself, see if they can get a stop and take the lead into the locker room. He knows they were so close to getting that tackle for a loss on fourth down. But Zaylen Wimbish did an excellent job to escape. Price back in the backfield, and Jadarian Price through traffic. First down inside the 10. Micah Justice wraps him up. It'll be first and goal, and Denison quickly to the line.
Yeah, great job by the offensive line there, just making a hole inside.
From the 7, Price. This time Sherman's ready for him, and they'll bring him down.
Yeah, they get off the blocks that time. The previous play there, we got a good hole opening up inside for Price, and he does get contact until the second level. That's why he makes that such a big gain. And they come right back with the same play, Craig, and don't get as good of effectiveness as the Sherman defense reacted better.
Yeah, and Price slow to be helped off the field. He's over 100 yards, but banged up as he checks out now. Second and goal. Wimbish from running room to the goal line, and he's across for the touchdown. Denison has its first lead of the night.
Well, running option football here a little bit. Zaylen Wimbish does a good job of getting to the outside of the defense. Just takes a little gap in there and stretches out over the goal line. Excellent job moving his ball very quickly, Craig, down the field, getting that score.
And now Denison looking for 2 to make up for the missed extra point the last time. Spread the field and handing it back over to Keelan Vaughn to the end zone, and too high, intended for Caden Earnhardt. So the try for 2 misfires. But Denison has its first lead of the night at 12-7.
Little gadget play here, trying to get something into the back of the end zone here with a toss back. Doesn't happen, but the touchdown is a result of winning on fourth down. You got to win sometimes on fourth down when you got some calls to make, and your quarterback Zaylen Wimbish has done a nice job of doing that with his running ability and breaking free for this Denison offense.
Well, that Ford scoring drive, how about that, Gary? 17 plays to move it 79 yards. Had to overcome 2 penalties on the drive, and as you mentioned, convert fourth down as well.
Yeah, that's a good job by the offense. Just kind of continue to grind. They go up tempo. They run the ball with, got 2 or 3 guys back there being able to run it, including this guy here, Mr. Price, and I think he's going to be just fine. He's just kind of got a little twist, perhaps.
Training staff taking a look at him, make sure that he's okay to go. We mentioned 114 rushing yards in the first half. How about Zaylen Wimbish, what he has done on this drive to lead them. And in for the score. So Stange to kick off for Denison. Under 2 minutes remaining in the half. Sherman has 1 timeout remaining. That one's fielded short of the 30 by Matthias Coleman. Coleman is across the 35. How about if we drop into the Sherman Bearcats radio booth? Mad Rock 102.5 with Jay Lindley, Chad Rowland, and Rob Johnson.
Here for the Bearcats. What can they dial up in a minute and 40 seconds that will cover 66 yards?
Well, they've also got to realize that they don't have to pick it all up in one play. They've got to be able to chip away at this, get a pickup, run your pass routes past 10 yards where whenever you catch them, the clock stops. Plus, you got 2 timeouts. Don't get too big of a rush.
5 wide, and here to pass is Bethel out right side to Husband. Can he elude a tackler? He does. Can't elude the second as Landon Ellis, his 3rd stop of the night, as the initial contact was made by Jacalen Fields, and that was enough to slow Husband up. Interestingly enough, we haven't seen Husband on a deep ball yet. That's something he was known for a year ago. Husband with a 60-yard touchdown reception last year. It was his lone touchdown reception of the season. Here's a pass rocketed to Amayabu, and it's incomplete. So now 3rd down and 9 facing the Bearcats. First down marker at the 44-yard line, 1:09 to play here in the first half. And this is what you kind of don't want to do. You don't want to give Denison the ball back with a short field and already ahead of steam, leading 12-7. 4 wide, ball spotted directly between the hashes. Brown to the left of Bethel. Receives the snap, looking left, now to his right. Screen play to Brown. Brown, 35, Walker. First down, 45, 50. And out of bounds at Bearcat 44-yard line. There's the Mike Brown that Bearcat fans love. A terrific pickup and a first down on what was 3rd and 9. He comes through big with a pickup of 21 yards. There's a flag, though, however, and that may negate that 21-yard pickup, and Coach Martinez pleading his case.
Well, it was set up well, a nice screen for a first down, but it appears it'll come back. Carl Davis.
Legal block, number 62 of the offense, 15-yard penalty.
Well, that chop block will negate that big play and march Sherman back 15 as well. We talked about Jadarian Price and getting banged up. What's his condition? Let's go down to the Denison sideline to Jason Spells.
Jadarian right now is being attended to by team athletic trainers. Looks like his left ankle, they honestly just took the tape off. They're reapplying the tape. His status is unknown, but he's giving thumbs up. He looks like he will return.
All right. Thanks very much, Jason.
That was fun to listen to that radio call.
Absolutely.
Those guys got some
Jay
good
Lindley
pipes.
and the crew. Absolutely.
I like their enthusiasm.
3rd down and 24. And to the ground of the ball, juggled, but falling back on it. Brown and Jordan Hunter with a tackle.
And they know these guys because they're here all the time, and they know so much about them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Both of these radio crews, they know each other very, very well, too. They've both been at it a long time. And a big part, big fixtures of this community, just as these schools and this rivalry are a big part of the Texoma region and the Red River Valley here.
Yeah, so 4th down here and long 24 to go, expecting a punt. What can happen on a punt return potentially? That's why the timeout has been called.
Yeah. So Denison calls the timeout.
Can't be lollygagging down the field. Sprint down the field. Hey,
so
boom it, boom it. Hey,
this is the Battle of the Axe, the 121st time. 7 years ago in 2012. The Sherman quarterback Drew Smith, over 400 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and he also had a rushing touchdown as well. And this was the last time that Sherman won the Battle of the Axe. They won it 42-21. Clark to Punnings. Kick is away. Fair catch right at midfield. That's where Denison will have it with 48 seconds remaining in the half.
Yeah, Clark thought that he was interfered with back there as a punter. First-year punt for this football team off the soccer team. With Martinez having him out. Well, now field position great for Denison right at midfield. Let's see where they can get going. They got 48 seconds left.
Lisa Osborne in the backfield. Good swing pass out to Keelan Vaughn. Vaughn picking his way through traffic. He was brought down inbounds by Daniel Amayabu.
Yeah, the clock's going to continue to run, and We're going to try to go up tempo here.
It's a gain of 8 to the 42, and it's second down and 2. Here's Wimbish, keeping himself, took a hit, surged forward, but he's still short of the first down, and Denison will have to use the timeout. Clock is still running, and they call the timeout with 10 seconds to go in the half.
Matthias Coleman, boom, right there, shoulder, right on the other shoulder, and the ball doesn't come out, but he definitely knocks Wimbish back. The rest of the team makes that tackle.
And it forced Denison to call a timeout. Another 3 or 4 seconds went off. The clock would have stopped had Wimbish been able to lunge ahead and pick up the first down. Now, on top of that, Ivan Cavillo down on the field right now. It may just be a cramp with the way the leg is extended out, hoping it's only that right now. With 10 seconds to go in the half, it's third down and 1, and Denison has 1 timeout remaining.
Well, this game is set up, Craig, pretty much how we expected it to be, kind of a run fest for Denison and up-tempo, trying to bring a little pass offense to Sherman's offense with Coach Martinez, trying to choose that route, and it's all about community. Everyone is here. You heard the superintendent talk about 7,000 people here in attendance tonight, and could be much more if they'd have had seating capacity.
This is a beautiful, venerable old facility built in from 1938 to 1940 by the Works Progress Administration in the Roosevelt administration. There's still a few of these facilities, WPA project stadiums, around the state of Texas. House Park in Austin is one of those. That was also built in 1940. There are a few of those and a lot of old historic stadiums around the Lone Star State.
Well, if you come up Interstate 75 from Dallas going north towards the Red River into Oklahoma, you may drive right by this stadium and never see it because you're right there behind. That's the highway right behind us. But the stadium kind of sits down. It's in its own little area here. You don't see the stadium lights on top. You may miss it. I've missed it many times driving by.
Back to throw. This was Heavner. Caleb Heavner, the sophomore, considered the better passer of the group. Threw it out of bounds. 6 seconds remaining as you see Heavner there, the sophomore.
Little bigger guy, too. He's 6'2". He's got a little better frame size and throwing that football potentially. Get him out of there. I think we're getting out as a slot.
Yep, now Wimbish back under center. He'll push straight ahead for the first down, and the clock will stop with 2 seconds left. We'll see if Chad Rogers wants to stop it again or just say, no, we'll go ahead and take it. Let the half expire. If they do call the final timeout, they'll have 1 play remaining.
Yeah, he did call the timeout, Craig, so they are going to get that 1 play.
We saw Caleb Heavner, the sophomore, check in for that 1 play. Heavner, a move in from just north of the Red River from Durant, Oklahoma. His father had been on the coaching staff at Southeastern State University, Southeastern Oklahoma State.
Wait, is that?
Everybody got it? It's either going to be 2 or 11. So put key out there. Okay, 2 or 11. Double pass out there.
Going to be a little bit of a read there for the quarterback, and they've got a couple of options. So whatever 2 or whatever 11 is in their terminology is what that play is going to be. So pretty simple. Just go out there, read the defense, and align and adjust accordingly.
Well, they'll line up 3 receivers on the left side. And the big fella, Christian Smallwood, the offensive tackle, is in the receiving pattern as well. We'll set him up as a blocker. A flag goes down. This could be for a formation penalty. Stone Lemming caught it. Time has run out, and we may see Sherman decline the penalty if it is indeed on Denison.
It's an ineligible number in an eligible position, which it will be called.
Legal procedure, offense penalty decline, that's a half.
And there you see Christian Smallwood, who 2 years ago suited up in this stadium wearing the maroon of the Sherman Bearcats. Now he plays for Denison, and J.D. Martinez Ball Club finds themselves in a spirited battle, but down 5 points after holding a 7-0 lead. It's Twison here at halftime, the southern edge of Grayson County. So Denison has the lead, and our Jason Spells has head coach Chad Rogers.
Well, Coach Rogers, you all were able to overcome a couple of setbacks. You feel like you guys settled down?
No, we're not lining up right. When are you not supposed to be on the line of scrimmage? You're always supposed to be on the line of scrimmage. So 4 penalties or we're not lining up right. That's just mental stuff. We can't have that. Not in a game, not in any game.
We saw Jadarian go out. Looks like they were looking at his ankle. What can you tell us about it?
He sprained it. He'll be fine. He'll be back in. He was getting taped up and could have went back in the next series, but we figured evaluated at halftime, he'll be good to go.
What do you want to see your guys work on coming out of the third quarter?
I want to play more physical. I want us to score more points and, getting a little bit more of a rhythm and quit doing stuff like we're doing, lining up wrong.
Denison up 5 at the break.
All right, thanks very much, Jason, along with head coach Chad Rogers. That battle of the axe has gone to the north side of Grayson County. The last 6 years, Denison the winner, Sherman trying to get it back. At the half, it's 12-7 Denison. Stay with us, halftime coming up. Here, season opener for each of these teams. They're both in Class 5A, both in District 7, but they're in different divisions. Sherman, slightly larger enrollment, 7-5A Division 1, and Denison 7-5A D2. So that's why a lot of these rivalries, are district games, and for many decades that was the case with Denison and Sherman. It hasn't been the last few years, but they still play every year 120 times prior to tonight.
And they know each other so well. It's a community. You're playing with these guys all year long or competing with them in different sports as well. But here on the football field, this has been a tremendous rivalry and one that is very celebrated. The Axe, I think it is an awesome piece of collateral to be able to keep all year long and show that pride. And yeah, we saw that case that they keep it in. It's a safe. It literally is a big, huge, a secure safe that's got a combination lock on it and all. And it was fun to be able to see the Axe, but they keep it so well hidden that
it's like trying to break into Fort Knox.
We actually had to bring security, campus security, to bring us into the room to go see the Axe, which was really pretty cool.
Well, the Axe is on display tonight. We mentioned both are 5A schools, and of course, Denison is in 7-5A Division 2 and picked to finish 3rd in the district by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Frisco Reedy had an outstanding season a year ago, and they're ranked 9th in the state, according to Texas Football. Lucas Lovejoy, also a top 25 program at number 21. And you see the other schools, Frisco, the new Braswell School, and other ones there. But Denison in the mix after missing out on the playoffs a season ago. Sherman, of course, is 7-5A Division 1. And the Bearcats were able to reach the playoffs with a 4-6 mark and then lost in the bi-district round, going on the road, losing at Magnolia West last year. So Sherman in 7-5A Division 1, according to Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, the preseason prognostication. And again, just like Denison, having to deal with a couple of state-ranked schools, including the number 6 team in the state, John Tyler High School from out in East Texas, at Tyler and Mesquite Poteet at number 20. So there it is, what they're facing going into the season. But they have one more half of football here at Bearcat Stadium in the season opener, and Denison to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. That one will be fielded at the 5-yard line by Price. So he is back and brought down as he crosses the 25-yard line. We heard Chad Rogers say slight ankle sprain, but they taped it back up, thought he was okay, and he's back on the field.
Yeah, he's out there and he's running, and looks like he's just kind of doing the same old pace thing, trying to find the spot there. Kickoff return specialist also. Got plenty of speed, can break a big one.
Price will be in the backfield to start this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Zaylen Wimbish, his numbers on the night have been pretty good as well. 13 rushes, 75 yards for himself as the quarterback. So 1-2 punch there have been very effective.
Here's the number 1 punch. Price, a pickup of 3. Brought down by Brandon Bonilla. So the 2nd down and 7.
And there's Price bringing himself out of the ball game, Craig, and he may not be able to go here into this 3rd quarter. We'll see how things unfold with him.
May have aggravated that sore ankle. Asa Osborne replaces him, but the speed sweep to Keeleon Vaughn. Vaughn up the sidelines. Keeleon Vaughn still on his feet and deep into Sherman Bearcat territory. Takes it inside the 30-yard line. It goes for 41 yards.
Well, when Coach Rogers told us about his team, he told us about a lot of guys that had speed, and this was one of them, Keelan Vaughn, who actually does a nice job running that little speed sweep around. It's a huge play for him here in the third quarter.
Back to the ground, and it's Osborne. That's the thing about Denison. So many other weapons. No doubt the lead choice, the lead dynamic running back is Jadarian Price, but there are others, and we've seen them come through with big plays. Second down, here's Wimbish, who's done his work on the ground as well, and the quarterback takes it down to the 20-yard line. Gage Smith on the tackle for Sherman.
Yeah, Jadarian on the sideline here trying to see if he can get in it, but I think that overall this offensive line is doing a nice job. They've got their tempo offense going right now.
Back to the ground again. On third down and 1, spinning forward is Osborne. A gain of 7 and a move of the chains and a first down for Denison.
Well, this is kind of the thing that you want to do with an offense. If you can run the ball and run it effectively, take it to the defense. It takes the heart out of the defense. I know, I've been there. It's tough.
It'll be first down. Here's Wimbish again. Spinning inside the 10. Wimbish down to the 5-yard line as he went sprinting forward. Gain of 8. Jeff Banks on the tackle.
I'm impressed with how well Zaylen Wimbish has read the defense here to be able to pick the right lane to go in as the quarterback or to pitch the football.
Outside Osborne, inside Osborne. Should be enough for the first down. It'll be first and goal, Denison.
They came out with one goal and one goal in mind, and that is to run this football at this Bearcat defense. Take the wind out of their sails, be physical, and do it all on the ground.
First and goal to the ground. And this time, not much there at all. Plowing straight ahead was Osborne. And Daniel Omayabu, the tackle for the Bearcats. Second and goal. Now Wimbish looking to finish it himself. Oh, as he hit hard, still surging, but short of the goal line. Aaron Ingram.
Wow. What a tackle from the corner position. You got to be able to come in and under control to make that type of a tackle. And that's exactly. Watch number 11 from the left side of your screen. Bingo, right there, right on the football on the shoulder and hold him short of the goal line.
Wimbish again on third and goal, and he is not in.
Aaron again on the edge. He comes across, or that might have been the linebacker, Matthias Coleman. It was Coleman coming back, sliced in from the backside of the right offensive tackle, and he's back there to make that tackle.
Fourth and goal. About a foot away from a touchdown. Wimbish surging ahead, and he's across for the score. Well, it took 4 tries inside the 5, but Denison has its third touchdown of the ballgame.
Well, the big guys up front kind of made this all happen because they did a good job of blocking all the way across. Westbrook's the center, moves the pile enough. Caneo and also the left guard, the right guard Williams, do a nice job pushing them out of the way so that they can get in there. And I like the play of Zaylen Wimbish here tonight. He's been inspiring. Asa Osborne also a good job running the football in the absence of Jadarian Price.
Extra point kick is good. It's a 19-7 lead for Denison. Of course, there was that big run after Price was banged up. Asa Osborne had the big run, and let's hear the call from Katy Country 93.1 with Lynn Burkhead and Ed Meacham.
When he has been right there.
Osborne back in the game. This is the jet sweep. Keelan Vaughn trying to get a block to the edge, and he does. Keelan Vaughn 40. He's down the sideline 50. He's still going, cutting it inside, still going to the 30, and down at the 29-yard line. Keelan Vaughn on the jet sweep. First down and 10, Denison in Bearcat territory.
I didn't see who made the block on the corner, but it was a terrific block by one of the receivers.
I think it was Pruitt. I think Pruitt made the block.
And the call there, you heard Lynn Burkhead. And the Ford scoring drive, 73 yards and 11 plays. Wimbish on 4th down and a foot getting it across for the score.
Yeah, now a couple of scores here on this Bearcat football team, and kind of just taking, must have been a pretty good, pretty inspiring halftime coach from Coach Rogers. Speaking to his football team, they came out and played very well on that drive.
One other big number so far tonight, Gary. Denison is 5 for 5 on 4th down. You can win some ball games if you're converting those. Here's the kick. And from the 11-yard line is Benji Omayalu. Stutter step move to turn it upfield and near the 30-yard line. Let's go down to the east sidelines to Sarah Merrifield with somebody we know very, very well.
Yes, we do know her very well. This is Dr. Susan Elza, UIL Director of Athletics, and it's another year, but can you tell me what you think about this crazy environment tonight?
I mean, it's just what it should be. It's Friday night football in a historic stadium. You got two great teams. It's the longest rivalry in Texas. Here we go.
Here we go. And for you, been doing this a little while, so to kick off another high school football season, what's your favorite part?
You know, I think it's just that the community comes together. It brings them all together. They all kind of want to kick each other's tail, if you know what I mean. But it's just exciting. The band, the cheerleaders, everybody's a part of this atmosphere. It's awesome.
We're excited for another really, really exciting season. And thanks so much for spending time with us.
All right, thank you.
Guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Sarah. Take Bethel on the run. Picks up the first down, and now on the first down carry of 7 yards, it is 2nd down and a long 2. Now to Mike Brown, who has the first down, and Brown across the 40-yard line. So ball being placed at the 43-yard line. First down and 10. Sherman trying to strike back now, down 12 points here early in the 3rd quarter.
Well, this is just Sherman taking what the defense has given him. You know, Tate Bethel pulled the ball down a couple plays back. He had a nice run, get the ball inside to Mike Brown, get that going. So
there's Brown again. Had a little trouble securing the ball at first, but pulled it back in and still managed to gain a couple. Got a positive pickup on it before Jordan Hunter wrapped him up. 2nd down.
We had a slow player getting up there, but all is good.
J.D. Martinez trying to get his guys back into an offensive rhythm like they had on their first scoring drive. Quickly to the air. Good catch and a run. That's Husband. Up the sideline. Sean Husband will step out of bounds, but a huge gainer before Landon Ellis can slow his pace. He's out of bounds, but inside the 30-yard line. It'll be first down, marked at the 26.
Well, we heard the radio guys say, well, Sean Husband hasn't had a catch yet, but he usually makes big plays. That's exactly what this is. Good catch, good throw, and a lot of speed from Husband.
First down trouble for Bethel, and he still is able to get a positive gain out of it. Earlier, Gary, you mentioned a busted play. Looked like it was one there, and Tate Bethel managed to turn that into a gain of, about 5 yards. Right now, let's drop into the Sherman Bearcats radio booth. Mad Rock 102.5 with Jay Lindley, Chad Rowland, and Rob Johnson.
Pick up positive yardage, and that's what Sherman's got to do. They just got to fight back into this football game.
2nd down and 4 here. First down at the Denison 19-yard line. Out of the pistol, Brown lined up behind Bethel, receives the handoff, barrels over the 20 down to the 16-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play. And Mike Brown with another positive run. That's been nice here in this 3rd quarter. He didn't have many of those in the first half.
And that offensive line, they're moving people out of the way. It looks like they may have got a little pep talk at halftime.
Bethel in the gun with Brown to his right. Ball near the right hash. Handoff Brown as Bearcats moving left to right, south to north, and stuck for a loss is Mike Brown back to the 17-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 11 as we close in on the 8th play of this drive.
And that's that read option. You know, Bethel, he's reading the end guy on the line of scrimmage. Here in a minute, that guy's going to go in and take that dive pitch. He's going to pull it. He's going to have a lot of room to run on the outside.
2 receivers out right. They have Hunt lined up out in the right slot with Brown to the right side as well. Bethel, though, looks left all day long. Will now tuck it and run. And is dropped 2 yards into the play at the 15-yard line. That play never looked in sync. Bethel took the snap. The strong side of the field was the short side of the field, had one-on-one to the left, and just couldn't pull the trigger on the throw.
But they didn't have anybody. Denison didn't have anyone in the middle, so it looked like they were trying to get and they still don't. Look for maybe a little slant, to play-action slant to go to the top of the linebacker. 3rd and 9 here. First down is at the 6 to pass. Bethel
Bethel has wide open running room in the middle. He's over the 10. He makes the edge. First down 5 and out of bounds. So Bethel, with a little hesitation, was able to get the Denison linebackers on their heels, and then all of a sudden he turns on the Jets, and now it's first and goal for the Bearcats at the 3-yard line after a pickup of 12.
He's got to come out of the game for a play because his helmet come off. So now you got Harden coming in there.
Trenton Harden, he has experience. He started 9 games last year at Irvin MacArthur and completed 51% of his pass attempts for 898 yards. Let's see what he can do. With Brown to his left, he'll hand off to Mike Brown, and Brown is met at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Second and goal from the 3 coming up here with 5:22 remaining in this third quarter. Yellow Jackets of Denison leading 19-7 over Sherman as they took their first possession of the second half, some 73 yards. Bearcats trying to answer with a 72-yard drive should they cap this one off. Second down and goal from the 4, so actually a loss on that play. H-back line to the right. They'll hand off Brown into the pile, and that is not going to be good. Met at the 4 again. And Mike Brown is going in reverse. Clock is ticking. It'll be third and goal.
But the thing Sherman's got to do here, they've got to protect the football. They've got to get points. I mean, they're down by 2 scores. They've got to get some points, whether it's a field goal or not. A touchdown would be awesome, but just don't do anything silly to turn the football over.
4:32 to play here in this third quarter. It's been a fast-moving third as both teams running the football here. Bethel claps his hands, receives the snap, play action right, lofts it, caught, punt, touchdown, Sherman High. Jacoby Hunt wide open in the right corner of the end zone. And the Bearcats are back on the scoreboard.
Sherman just set them up. They kept busting everything in the middle. Jacoby Hunt, that's the first time he's actually been in a tight end position. They're thinking they're going to try to bust it in the middle again. He just runs a little corner route. Good job.
Well, our thanks again to the guys at Mad Rock 102.5, led by Jay Lindley on the play-by-play call. Bringing you a live call there of a Sherman Bearcat touchdown. Extra point kick is no good, however. So it remains a 6-point lead. There is a flag down. It's a 6-point advantage at the moment after the Tate Bethel touchdown pass to Jacoby Hunt.
I didn't see the penalty, Craig. I'm not sure what happened. Is there something?
There might have been a leaping call against Denison.
They would re-kick this, have an opportunity. Yeah, but quite a drive, right? Nice answer drive by Sherman to bring the ball down the field.
J.D. Martinez conferring, talking about what he wanted to do. That they're still discussing, I think, is whether it was a leaping call. Here is Carl Davis, our referee, to explain it. No flag. They'll wave it off. So the extra point is no good, and it remains a 6-point lead. Sherman back in this football game now. It's 19-13 Denison. Just over 4 minutes to go as you watch Texas Football Days presented by Jack in the Box. Well, this is what they're playing for, ye old battle axe. They've been playing for this Axe Trophy since 1949. Of course, they've been playing continuously, as we've told you throughout the evening. This is meeting number 121, and after Jacoby Hunt's touchdown catch of 4 yards from Tate Bethel, Sherman Bearcats right back in this football game.
Yeah, and this thing is definitely going to come down to probably who has the ball last year. That Axe is something to play for. You take a look at the drive here. Hunt shows up big, comes up from the tight end spot, and makes that little read out in the back of the end zone, and well-executed play there, and he's shown big tonight as a receiver.
Denison had a 75-yard scoring drive, and then Sherman turns right around with that forward scoring drive of 72 yards in 12 plays. Capped with the touchdown through the air. The kickoff is short on a bounce, and still a live ball before it's finally picked up at the 10-yard line by Jalik Lewis, a sophomore. Actually, it's Keelan Vaughn, and Vaughn up the sideline before he's forced out of bounds.
Well, Jadarian Price normally would be back there as a kick returner. He's their deep kickoff return specialist, but not in the ballgame. The ball bounces on the ground, but does a good job with Keelan picking it up and getting great return there as well.
Keelan Vaughn on that speed sweep had the big run. The key play on that 75-yard touchdown drive for the Yellow Jackets last time out. So we'll start from the 37. Caden Earnhardt, Asa Osborne in the backfield. Jalen Wimbish turning handed to Osborne. Lowers the shoulder and he's across the 40 and up to the 43-yard line. Deontay Cook with the tackle. It's a pickup of 6 yards. And Denison moving quickly.
Number 2, Smith.
Back again to Osborne. This time he stood up short of the first down by Micah Justice. Wrapped his arms around him.
And Justice does a good job of fighting off a block from Damian Smallwood. Smallwood, one of the biggest players on the field, 6'4", 275. In the backfield, number 9, playing H-back/fullback.
3rd down and 2, and a little too anxious for the Yellow Jackets. A false start is going to move them back.
False start offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Bring up 3rd down and 7 now.
Those are the kinds of penalties that drive coaches crazy. Pre-snap penalties, and you got to get set. You got to be ready. You can't have those things happen to you. That's kind of self-destruct mode. 3rd and long now.
From the 40, 7 needed for the first down. Wimbish picked up a block before he threw deep downfield, open for the catch. Anders Bean, the sophomore. A gain of 34 and a first down for the Jackets.
Well, how does a receiver get this far beyond the secondary? Kind of surprising here. Bean is wide open on the outside. Looks like no one accounts for him out there. And good job by Wimbish getting that ball out there and a good long play in the air.
Back to the ground on first down, and then surging straight ahead, Asa Osborne. Daniel Omayabu with the tackle. How about Denison coming up big on 3rd down with a big catch by the sophomore Anders Bean?
Yeah, 3rd down there. You said, Craig, earlier, 4th down has been good to them as well. So converting when they need to has been critical.
Senior, Wayless Bowman on the field now, and Bowman gets the carry. Omayabu the stop for Sherman.
He's not the biggest guy, only 5'3", but getting some opportunity out there. Obviously, with Jadarian Price out of the ball game so far. Hopefully, we'll get an update on him.
3rd down. Wimbish looking to throw a run. He'll keep it himself. Has the first down. Finally wrapped up inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal, Denison. Justice the tackle, but Zaylen Wimbish continues to convert.
Little coaching on the fly there. He's trying to talk to Caden Earnhardt and get that block.
But now it's 1st and goal. And it might have been a timeout called by Sherman ahead of time. It was.
Their first choice timeout of the half.
I think J.D. Martinez is trying to get his guys to catch their collective breath and get turned around, because Denison's knocking at the door again. Here with just over 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter, with a 19-13 lead on Sherman here. And it's late stages of the 3rd quarter here at Bearcat Stadium in Sherman. All right, thanks very much. Tascosa Rebels looking to go in. Let's go down to the sidelines and check in with Jason Spells.
You know what? Everyone here wants this. They're playing for the famous axe. This thing has been in circulation since the late 40s. And Sherman, yeah, they've got their names on this axe more than anyone else. But Denison has won it the last 6 in a row. Right now, this axe, well, the person in charge of it is the principal of Denison. He says he wants to make sure that he puts his back in his car and heads north on 75 a bit later tonight.
All right, thanks, Jason. Now Denison facing 1st and goal at the 9, out of the Sherman timeout. Wimbish brought down for a loss. Not fooled at all was Dante Orr-Knight.
Good job by Orr-Knight getting back in the backfield. That's penetration, Craig. You get back there and disrupt the quarterback at the handoff position and takes the quarterback down for a loss.
Of 3, 2nd and goal from the 12. Wimbish carried again and again. Bearcats waiting for him. Ivan Cavillo with the tackle. Wimbish gaining back the 3 yards he lost on first down. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 9.
Something I'm seeing in this ball game. This is a physical ball game. This offensive line, this defensive front for Sherman are in a battle here. When you're a running team and a defensive team that needs to stop the run, there's nothing but physicality ongoing out there.
3rd and goal at the Sherman 9. Zaylen Wimbish with a man open and does hit him. A flag goes down. The ball's incomplete. It was Anders Bean who was open. He was open very early in the pattern. Benji Amayabu with a hit, but there's a flag down as well.
He's talking to Coach Martinez on the sideline there, and we'll see what the penalty is, and possibly against if it's an illegal formation or something.
And there's the receiver, number 9 of the offense, downfield. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Well, another look at it, Gary.
Well, it's an ineligible receiver downfield. He called it his number 9. I don't see a number 9 on the field, but nonetheless, we'll figure it out.
We lining up all
it's the lineman interior, because they were taking off their blocks.
So it's declined, and now it's 4th down, and so Denison will try to get 3 points out of it. As Reese Stange will come on to attempt a 26-yard field goal out of the hold of Zaylen Wimbish. 26-yard try, and it is no good. So a long drive for Denison, but nothing to show for it. And Sherman takes possession in a one-possession game.
Well, we'll take a look here and find out what happened in this play. Was it the snap? Was it the hold? Was it the kick? The snap is there. The hold is down. The ball kicked firmly. Just goes to the right. Just drifts out.
And Coach Martinez is not go through. Reese Stange knows, just pushed it to the right. 1st and 10 for Sherman. And back to the ground to Mike Brown. Brown with a good first down carry. Of course, he's the lead back for Sherman. The lead back for Denison's been banged up here in the 3rd quarter. Jadarian Price, let's get into the sidelines of Jason Spells.
I just spoke with the athletic training department. They say they've taped his ankle up. It's just right now, how much discomfort can he play with? He's on the sidelines. He has his helmet on, buckled up. He wants to get back in this game, but he is noticeably favoring that left ankle.
All right, thanks very much, Jason. On 2nd and 1, Jordan Hunter stops Mike Brown in his tracks for a loss. And Sherman maybe about to use, let's see, we got an injured player on the field. So
yeah, that is a big stop inside there. Have a chance here to negate Sherman to get a first down here on 3rd and short. Looks like a couple of yards to go to get that first down. So we take a look at a player here.
And if we're looking at the injured Bearcat on the field, and we've talked about Texas high school football and the products it produces for college, and then on to the National Football League. How about #1 overall picks? There's 3 good ones the last 3 years.
All amazing and great athletes, good players, great players in high school, no doubt about that. Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, and Myles Garrett, all with ties to the state of Texas from their prep days, and the #1 pick in the NFL draft for the last 3 seasons right here from the state of Texas, and products of this great sport.
We had a chance to call all 3 of Kyler Murray state championships, 3 in a row at Allen when he went 43-0 as a starter, and then Baker Mayfield when he claimed the 2011 state championship in then Class 4A at Lake Travis in the Cavaliers drive for 5. So a couple of state championship quarterbacks there. Right now, for a Jack in the Box live look-in, let's go to Whitley Pleasant down in the Rio Grande Valley for Brownsville Hanna and McAllen Memorial.
We went the entire third quarter without a score, but just as the fourth quarter started, Campbell Speeds found his way to the end zone for the second time tonight. His head coach, Bill Littleton, told me that this kid is only getting bigger, stronger, and faster, especially as a four-year starter. So we should only see nothing but good things going forward beyond tonight. One more quarter is left to go. We'll see how the Golden Eagles respond.
Willie, thanks very much. James Drenner, the senior right guard, being helped off the field.
And James was in our opening piece, and very heartfelt center. He's the one that actually said winning this game would be more important to him. Winning BOTA would be more important to him than winning a playoff game. That's how much this game means to these players, and James Drenner made that comment. I kind of found that as a very interesting one, and that's how meaningful this game is to these players.
James played on a playoff team a year ago. Sherman lost in the bi-district round, but he's never been on a team that was able to claim the axe. So that's...
Yeah, this is the fourth year that Coach Martinez has been here. He's got the senior class here with him, so it's a journey. It's a journey when you're building a program and trying to get it to where you are, and these seniors are now going to be bearing the fruits potentially for them.
Ball start, number 62 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Well, that just made the journey to a first down all the more difficult. The shifting again in the Denison defensive line causes movement in the offensive front for the Bearcats.
That's just discipline, Craig. You've got to be disciplined to know the snap count. Don't move on unnecessary movement by the defense.
It's now 3rd and 7 from the 23.
Play clock is going down.
And that'll be at the end of the third quarter. So we've come to the end of the third quarter in this Battle of the Axe. The Denison Yellow Jackets leading the Sherman Bearcats 19-13. Now for a Jack in the Box live look in. Let's go out to East Texas again to Maya Golden at Longview Lufkin.
Well, we've got ourselves a ball game in Lufkin, Texas. The Panthers reclaiming their first lead of the game since the first quarter. Caleb Berry with a 3-yard touchdown run to give them the lead. Stay tuned, folks. It's another close battle between the Panthers and the Lobos, guys.
Maya, thank you. It was a close battle last year in Longview, which the game which was our live telecast. Fox Sports Southwest, Texas football days. And Longview with the late score got the win, and it propelled the Lobos. They went on to win the 6A Division II state championship. Look at the Jack in the Box stats through 3 quarters, and you see that overwhelming total there. The total plays, the Jackets have run 25 more plays than the Bearcats.
And the rushing yardage that they've gained on those, pretty impressive. So that's kind of what their mantra is. They want to be a running football team, and Coach Chad Rogers, no doubt about that. He wants to be up-tempo, wants to go as fast as you can and get as many plays out there. They're accomplishing that.
And yet, for all of that, it's a 6-point football game.
Yeah.
It'll be 3rd down and 7 from the Sherman 23. And before they get going, Sherman has to call another timeout. J.D. Martinez pretty upset coming out of an official timeout at the end of the third quarter, and his guys weren't set, and it was getting close on the play clock, and they have to spend their second timeout.
As we look at Coach Martinez, want to say a heartfelt get well out to his brother who had a medical condition a couple days back. It was touch and go there for the family and his brother, but it looks like good news we heard today that his brother in Fort Worth, Ruben, is going to hopefully get through with this. And Ruben, if you're watching, get well soon, and I know your brother's thinking about you.
Yeah, you know, JD said, and this is how you know his brother Ruben must be doing better. He said, if he's doing better, I feel bad for the nurses, because he's probably giving them a hard time. He does like to talk, and he does like to have a conversation, but he felt certainly much better about that. All right, out of the timeout. On 3rd and 7 from the 23. Low snap. Bethel under pressure and dropped. Big play made by Javonte Briscoe, the weak side linebacker. A loss of 6.
And he's quick. He's been fast to the football all night. That time he just came through the hole, bringing extra pressure to the linebacker. They're bringing 5 on that rush, and nobody accounts for him on that weak linebacker spot, and he gets to the quarterback unimpaired, and he makes the play. So huge play here to negate them on 3rd down.
Well, Gerald Clark ready to punt again. Keelan Vaughn, who's been a weapon tonight for Denison, back deep to receive it. That kick is high, but it is very short and curves out of bounds. See where it's marked. We'll mark it at the 35-yard line, so it is a punt of 19 yards. And Denison in great field position.
Excellent field position here now for Denison to get this drive started for sure. Punt didn't go as effectively as they'd like to. Is there any contact here? Now he takes a step, and I don't think that was running into the kicker. Or it was a little salesmanship there.
The ball's at the 35-yard line. Denison prime position to try to extend a 6-point lead. Lisa Osborne still in the backfield as Jadarian Price has not returned since re-injuring the ankle early 3rd quarter. This one goes out to Vaughn. Keelan Vaughn turning it inside. Vaughn! Big moves after the catch. And all the way down inside the 20.
Another tunnel screen, Craig. Just pop it out there to the far sideline. Fake it to the near sideline where we're at, and then pop it back out there. And Vaughn shows that he's got this breakaway speed, but the blocks laid up in front of him really won't allow that to occur. So well executed.
A gain of 16. First down at the Sherman 19. Osborne trying to hurdle one tackler, but this is going to be a very short gain, only about a yard. Brandon Bonilla filled the gap for the Bearcat defense. We'll drop back into the Yellow Jacket radio booth. Katy Country 93.1 with Lynn Burkhead and Ed Meacham.
Score. They got to score here. This is going to be Osborne trying to get to the edge, and does. 15, 10, 5. He's down to the 4. First and goal. Asa Osborne, and the Jackets give Charles Holder another first down call as they move it to the 4-yard line.
Caden Earnhardt had a key block. He did a great job on the perimeter.
Quickly to the line. Zaylen Wimbish now they're going to back away. He's going to look to the sidelines. Osborne to his right. A receiver right, Andrews Bean, 2 to the left. This is first and goal for the 4. Wimbish tries to get outside, ducks it back inside, might have made the 3. Not much there, and a Sherman player looks shaken up on the edge.
Yeah, I think Wimbush at that point needs to take the ball, tuck it, and try to get down the field. He tried to do a little too much as far as making an extra move out there on the field. I think he just puts his foot in the turf and tries to get into the end zone.
Yeah.
No gain on the play, 2nd and goal. Timeout for an injury.
Well, you see the injured player on the field right here. 9:50 to go on the ball game with Denison holding a 19-13 lead, and it's Brandon Bonilla who's down on the field for Sherman.
Yeah, lower leg there looks like that, and hopefully he's going to be okay. This is an impressive drive here by Denison. Bring the ball in there, power football speed.
Well, you mentioned the tunnel screen that went for 16 yards to set it up and then back to the ground again. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 4-yard line now. So 9:50 remaining in the game as they help Brandon Bonilla to his feet. Boy, you hope that's not serious. Think of the guys that got banged up tonight on both sides. Key players on both sides of the football, Gary.
And this young man, he's played his heart out. He plays very, very hard, very, very fast, very physical player inside. Probably got caught up in a little bit of action there. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
So it's down, and we'll take you back once again to Denison Yellow Jacket Radio. Lynn Burkhead and Ed Meacham on the call.
absolutely huge moment in the game here. Osborne will flip from the right to the left side. Wimbush will set, calls for the football. He's going to run near side, ducks it inside, gets near the goal line, but is stopped short. He is stopped short at the 2-yard line. I think it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 2.
I think you continue to spread the field, but you've got to get that key block on the edge.
3rd and goal from the 2. Wimbush and Osborne in the backfield. 3 receivers to the near side, the short side. The ball is on the left hash. Denison moving from right to left. Here's Wimbush. He's going to look, throws, and swings it out, and they got Keebler-Wagner for a loss back to the 6.
That was a great defensive play.
It was tremendous defensive play.
They're going to kick it.
Well, they're going to try.
Well, a big defensive play for Sherman on the wrap-up. Aaron Ingram, that was Jeff Banks, wrapping up Keebler-Wagner. And so Denison is going to try to get 3 points out of it. This will be a 23-yard field goal try for Reese Stange. The field goal is good. And so it has become a 2-score game for Denison. Once again, the Yellow Jackets hold a 9-point lead, 22-13, with 8:35 remaining in the ball game.
This is a physical, close ball game. Good job that time by Sherman, not yielding in call it a goal line stand, if you will. That defense came up big, forcing that field goal opportunity, and Coach Rogers having confidence with his field goal kicker to put him back out there again after he missed one just previously. And they get that 3 points to widen the gap.
22-13 is the score here as we welcome you to our Texas Football Days presented by Jack in the Box telecast from Bearcat Stadium here in Sherman. Greg Wayne, Gary Reasons, Sarah Merrifield, Jason Spells with you here, and it's the Denison Yellow Jackets who have won the Axe the last 6 years, trying to make it 7 in a row, and they pick up 3 big points on the 4th scoring drive that ended with Reese Stange's 23-yard field goal.
Yeah, and when we talked to Coach Martinez from Sherman about the last several years in this ball game, he said, we played well in the first half, and get into the 3rd quarter, and for whatever reason, it slips away from us in the 3rd quarter against Denison. He's trying to flip that switch, trying to find a way to get that turned around. But right now, it's going the way of Denison, no doubt about that. So late in this ball game, they've got to find a way to improve against this football team.
Well, this is going to be an important possession coming up for the Bearcats. Stange with a kickoff, fielded at the 27-yard line by Matthias Coleman. Across the 30, and good coverage by Denison. The return out for the 33 for Coleman. And that's where the Bearcats start. Down 9 points here with just under 8.5 to go.
Remember, we talked about this offense, wanted to be more of a pass-first offense. Tate Bethel, I think, has had a decent night throwing the football. His numbers prove that out. His receiving core has done a great job. Jacoby Hunt has come up big for him. Look for these guys to put the ball in the air and try to get the ball moving down the field quickly, and they don't have to wait for him to come back here.
No, Sherman goes on the attack. And it's Bethel to run outside. Leon Vaughn forced him out. It looked like Sherman was about ready to snap. The ball was marked ready for play. Denison was not lined up yet, but they were able to get some semblance of a lineup. And after all was said and done, Bethel was only able to pick up a yard. 2nd down and 9. Movement again.
Another self-inflicted wound. When that snap happens, when they clap that hand, I'm sure this is coaching. These defensive players are stepping. Watch this, the clap, then they step to the right, and they're trying to get that. That's been going on all night. That's a coaching point that Coach Rogers and his staff have put into his defensive linemen, and it has worked well.
So now it becomes 2nd and 14. Bethel looking to throw. On the run, coming back to the ball, and unable to come up with a catch was Sean Husband. Had to dive back for coming back to the ball, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that would have been a heck of a catch if you'd been able to catch that football.
Husband falls incomplete.
A little bit outside, but tried to grab that football. Unfortunately, can't pull it in and have enough real estate to maneuver that catch.
So now it is 3rd down and close to 14 needed for the first. Sherman only 4 out of 10 on 3rd downs tonight. Needing a conversion here. Down 2 scores and just over 8 minutes to play. Set up the screen, but Mike Brown not in position to field it. Bethel had to get rid of it quicker than he wanted to, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, that was a wreck play from the start. Just did not have the right coordination out to the outside, and going to bring up a 4th down to punt situation here. Not a good drive and a good answer that time by Sherman. So momentum definitely on the side of the Yellow Jackets in this one.
Going to get the ball again. The punt to come from Gerald Clark. Leon Vaughn once more back deep to receive it for Denison. Pressure was coming, but Clark's kick is away. Again, very high, but not real deep. Does take a Sherman bounce and a nice roll inside the 40. And it'll be marked down at the 38. It goes 33 yards with no return. Hey, Texas Football Days continues tomorrow with 2 live college football games on Fox Sports Southwest. Plus, on Fox Sports Southwest Plus, first at 3 o'clock, it's Montana State against Texas Tech. It's out in Lubbock. Then at 7 o'clock in Fort Worth, TCU hosts Arkansas Pine Bluff. That's tomorrow, Fox Sports Southwest Plus. Denison back to the ground. And Osborne turning the corner on 1st down. A good 1st down run. Well, we've not seen Jadarian Price return to the field since being helped off the field when he re-injured the ankle, and yet Denison hasn't missed much on the offensive side with what they've gotten from Asa Osborne and Keelan Vaughn and Zaylen Wimbish. And Wimbish himself will keep it this time, and he'll have a 1st down to the midfield stripe and in the Sherman territory at the 49.
And I think this is a game quarterback. He's 5'8", 160 pounds. He's not shying away from contact, and he spins and goes and trying to make more yardage, and he's pretty slippery as well. I'm impressed with how he's running this offense.
Yeah, Wimbish just topped 100 yards rushing. Osborne has topped 100 yards rushing as he draws the carry on 1st down. Price still the leading ground gainer, although he's seen very little action in the 2nd half. He's had 115 yards, but Wimbish had 104 and Osborne had 101. It's been a 3-headed monster for the Jackets. Flag goes down as the quarterback Wimbish cut inside, but it looks like it may have been holding here.
Yeah, they're going to hold on the outside and right there in front of the official.
Holding number 2 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So it'll be marked off now. Just over 7 minutes to go.
Right there, you see number 2, bingo, right there inside out.
Now becomes 2nd down and 20. Wimbish had it batted down. Nice play made by Micah Justice.
Well, just bring the other hand and make a big play. Right there in your wheelhouse, you should try to make a grab on that ball. Micah Justice is sliding out from his linebacker spot, and don't knock it down. Go ahead and catch it. It's all right. Go ahead and run it the other way.
Well, 3rd and 20, this is definitely what Sherman needed. They need a pretty quick possession for Denison and a change of possession. They'll need to stop here on 3rd down to force that. They'll set it up, the screen outside to Osborne, and he is hit hard. Jeff Banks, the junior right corner, brought him down to the 45-yard line, a gain of 4, but the Bearcats do force a Denison punt. They had to do that.
Yeah, they sure did. They had to get the momentum back on their side, get their offense back out there. Time is going to be dwindling down here, getting into the 6-minute mark, and need to, pick up the pace on offense, control the clock when you can.
There's the punt to come. Stengy's kick will roll inside the 25 and down to the 22. 22-yard line, where Sherman will take over with 6:10 to go, down 9 points.
Texas Football Days is brought to you by Jack in the Box, a proud sponsor of Texas Football Days and the UIL High School Championships. And by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas.
Well, Zaylen Wimbish has, I would say, Gary Reason's made the biggest impact on this football game tonight.
Yeah, and I talked to him yesterday, and he's kind of self-proclaimed as kind of a shy guy, but he's not shy of contact. He's definitely a gamer. I think he's earned the respect of his teammates with his play here tonight, and he's a catalyst. He's a leader. He runs this offense, and I'm sure that Coach Rogers is really impressed with what he's seen tonight. Probably doesn't expect anything less than that from this young man. He's probably shown that all over, and kind of a calm demeanor when he spoke with us, but a fiery athlete and a very good competitor.
Been all over the field on the offensive side after being such a defensive force a season ago for the Yellow Jackets in the secondary.
One of the things about him is he told us, he says, you know, one of the unique about me, I can play the cello.
Oh, there you go.
He's a celloist. A couple of years in that, 6th and 7th grade, still knows he could do it.
There's a pass caught by Husband, and for a short game. Well, with more on Zaylen Wimbish, let's go down to the Denison sideline to Jason Spells.
You know what? It's pretty interesting. I hear you talking about how he has over 100 yards rushing. Keep in mind, this kid was a standout defensive player a season ago. We spoke with him yesterday, and I said, what do you value more? Rushing for a touchdown or making a big hit to seal a win? He said, I'd much rather hit than score a touchdown, but my team needs me, and wherever and however my team needs me, I'm willing to contribute. We're seeing that tonight.
Thank you, Jason, and that's what Chad Rogers would say. Correct answer, he would say, wherever the team needs you.
Yeah, he's a 4-year starter at different positions. You know, previous defensive back, wide receiver, this year quarterback. Just ask him to do something. Coach Rogers has, and he has answered.
Exactly half of the final quarter remaining. And 2nd down and 5 for Sherman. Again, the Bearcats down 9 points, so they need 2 scores. Tate Bethel, the junior quarterback, trying to get it going. Incomplete. Mike Brown did not turn quick enough for the ball there, and maybe Bethel had to get rid of it quicker than he wanted to, but it's incomplete, and now 3rd down.
Yeah, you got to get that communication, understanding the route concepts, where you need to be, and whether it's a miscommunication from the receiver or the quarterback, we don't know.
3rd down and 5.
Greg, this may be 2-down territory, believe it or not.
I think you're right. With less than half the quarter to go and down 2 scores. Bethel under a lot of heat. Trying to throw, no target. Now downfield and coming back unable to hold it. However, it's incomplete. Amayabu could not hold it, and it brings up 4th down. Let's see what Sherman does here with 5:48 to go and down 9 points.
That'll bring up 4th down for the Bearcats.
Now we'll see here. Good job moving the ball, throwing it out there too far to the outside, and just too much real estate to come back and get that ball a little bit underthrown. I think they bring the punt team on here, Craig, and they got to have a little more pep in their step to get things going.
Going to need another quick stop like they just had a few minutes ago. The 8th punt of the ball game.
Now, it'd be interesting to see if Denison continues to go up tempo like they have, or they're going to milk the clock on offense, which I think they should do, kind of managing the offense.
And
got to delay a game now.
Well, the delay of game will move Sherman back. Again, the Bearcats will have to punt now on 4th down and 10. We welcome those of you who've been watching the Texas Rangers defeat the Seattle Mariners at Globe Life Park, 6-3 in Arlington. Here we're north of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in Sherman, up in Grayson County, about an hour plus north. Craig Way, Gary Reasons, also our Fox Sports Southwest crew here. Texas Football Days presented by Jack in the Box. Sarah Merrifield, Jason Spells down on the sideline. It's the Battle of the Axe, the 121st meeting, the oldest and longest played rivalry in Texas high school football. and the Denison Yellow Jackets hold a 22-13 lead on the Sherman Bearcats. Very competitive game for much of it, Gary, but now Denison perhaps starting to wear down Sherman here in the late stages.
Yeah, they need a drive here where they're running the football, taking time off the clock to seal this victory. They do have the ball on the ground, but it looks like it's a game defense here. They're swallowing it up, and let's see what kind of tempo Denison goes. They typically go up-tempo really fast. Are they going to slow it down? It looks like Coach Rogers is kind of possibly going to be doing that.
And they will try to run some clock now. They've been going quick tempo, although
this is pretty quick, though.
Done a lot of their damage on the ground with 3 100-yard gainers. This is one of them, the quarterback, Zaylen Wimbish. Wimbish outside, forced out of bounds by Gage Smith.
And that helps the defense, too, with stopping the clock. So things you have to do to manage the clock at the end of the game are always critical. Slow your offense down when you're a running football team. Take as much time on the clock because you can control the clock when you're on offense. And running out of bounds is not the right thing to do also. So a couple of negative things there with this Denison drive right now.
On third down, Wimbish with Osborne out front going downfield, and that is intercepted, picked off by Aaron Ingram. A break for Sherman. The Bearcats in desperate need of one. There is a flag down.
I think it may be a lineman downfield here. This may possibly will go as an interception. Throwing it out there to a spot, but the spot was moved in very well by the defense.
Offense downfield. That penalty decline. First down, Sherman.
Well, a lot of momentum swing here. You want a big play, and your secondary comes up with it. So Zaylen Wimbish trying to get out there and throw it out there, but watch. It's made a face mask. But he still pulled it down.
Nice play made by Aaron Ingram.
Aaron Ingram's been a physical cornerback, playing well tonight. Got a couple of breakups and also that interception. So a huge play there to get his team back on the field. His offense out there.
To the air, Tate Bethel, the quarterback. Pass incomplete. Bang, bang play. Helion Vaughn coming in on Gage Smith, the intended target.
Yeah, Gage Smith, we haven't heard a lot of tonight as a receiver out there, and has a good play there, a good breakup. Make the tackle, get the ball with your hand over the top, knock that ball loose. Excellent job in the secondary.
Second down and 10. You see the time left in the ballgame. Just under 5 minutes remaining with Denison up 9. Sherman with the ball. The pass tipped in and out of the hands of Benji Omayabu. Almost had a spectacular running catch, but could not hold it, and now it's third down.
Almost dancing with this thing here. He pops it up in the air once, twice, 2 or 3 times, spins around a little bit. I'll get it this time. I gotta find it.
Sherman tonight on third down has had its struggles, only 4 out of 12. And they face 3rd and 10 at the Denison 44.
Well, this is definitely 2-down territory, Craig. If they don't get it here, the first down on third down.
Bethel with pressure coming. Will step up and take off, but he's going to be tackled after a gain of about 5 by Jordan Hunter. He's at the 39-yard line, and now it's 4th down and 5 for Sherman.
Well, he's scrambling for his life, trying to get something. Jordan Hunter, 39 from the inside, just gets a shoestring tackle right here. Watch this. Otherwise, he's going to get more yardage than that on that. Get that first down. Brings up a 4th and 5.5, almost 6, Craig.
Sherman really needs to convert this one to have a shot. Their first 4th down, go for it situation. And J.D. Martinez wants to be sure. He's going to use his final timeout.
Yeah, I don't think they had the communication right. One of the receivers came to the near sideline and seemed like, okay, what are we doing here? What's going on with this play call? And good job there, coach, to bring it off. Looked like Omayabu did not know what the play was.
You know, and from the Sherman perspective, it's unfortunate to have to spend the final timeout, but you have to convert this. You got to give yourself a reasonable shot.
Yeah, this is almost the game right here. It's not, I'm not going to call it the game, but this is one play that you need to get a first down and continue this drive. You got to put 2 touchdowns on the board. It's not an easy thing to do. 2 scores.
Let's go down to the Sherman sideline to Sarah Merrifield.
Thanks, guys. Well, just real quick, there are two important players who could make or break the end of this game for Sherman, depending on the offense. But Jose Nandin and Gerald Clark, the kicker and punter for the team, both guys are actually from the soccer team, and Coach was very impressed with their ability to kick and a little bit of versatility with how they kick. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see them in action.
Well, 4th down and 5. Bethel escaping tacklers. Now downfield and overthrows the target. Was looking for Mike Brown out of the backfield. Had to get rid of it. And too much on it. And the ball will go over on downs to Denison.
Yeah, just too much pressure inside. Takes Bethel off of his spot. Has to move around. That's just good pressure by the Denison defense. And getting back there and making disruptive and getting off the blocks. You see the pressure right there in front of him. And he has to move.
Big stop, and Denison takes over with 4 minutes remaining.
That was Landon Ellis, number 22, coming in and disrupting him from that defensive secondary spot.
Back to the ground to Asa Osborne. Osborne now becoming the leading ground gainer, or close to it. A gain of 12. If you joined us late, the outstanding freshman from a season ago, Jadarian Price, looking for a sensational sophomore campaign, had some highlight runs in the first half, but also sprained an ankle, and we've seen him only a few plays here in the second half.
What I don't understand, why are they going up tempo here, guys? You got to slow this down. Okay,
and
here
that's what the coaches
they're finally
are trying.
doing it.
I think it's the players going to the line of scrimmage, and the coaches are telling, whoa, guys, let's run some clock here.
Now there's still 10-15 seconds left on the play clock.
Hand off. Now Jadarian Price, you see him there after he was banged up, but he rushed for 115 yards through just barely over 2 quarters. And Price still leading ground gainer, although Osborne's at 111 and Wimbish at 109. So really they found other weapons tonight, mainly Wimbish.
And I think for Price, it's a long season. You know, this is your game 1. Done a lot of work in the first half, and ankle's pretty tender, and hopefully he's going to be fine. Continue perhaps next week and on to the rest of the season.
There goes Wimbish. And Wimbish up the middle. Zaylen Wimbish. It'll be 1st and goal for Denison. 38 yards for the senior quarterback.
Well, he is showing that he is a sneaky little runner. He knows how to stop and start. He's got great acceleration. Does a good job of bringing that down there. He doesn't mind getting dirty either, Craig. Got a little,
not at all.
Got a little souvenir on his face mask.
He's carried it 26 times. This is the quarterback running it 26 times for 147 yards.
Here they are taking the clock down to as much as they need to. Might call a timeout here.
Yeah, and if nothing else, also giving Zaylen Wimbish a chance to pull the sod out of his face mask.
If you look at his quickness, Craig, it's something that is, you know, his stop and start ability is really unique. And watch him go here. Pulls the ball out, cuts left, and there you go. You see those cuts and lateral cuts, and he gets the top end speed pretty quick. And then he gets that souvenir on the face mask. But that was a good fake. It did a good job of moving that Sherman defense. And he goes across the grain of the defense where nobody is, and he's hard to catch.
Well, Wimbish on that run becomes the leading ground gainer tonight for the Yellow Jackets. 147 yards on 26 carries. Price 115. Osborne 111.
And you see the rushing numbers
How about that?
From last year to this year, and that's impressive, getting over 400 yards rushing against any football team.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 9 with 2:05 to go, and Denison closing in on locking that axe back up in the case at Denison High School. Keeping Wimbish outside and stumbling forward. That's 1 yard the hard way to the 8 before Amayabu wraps him up.
You know, Coach Rogers, you know, he showed us around the school the other day, and you know all the different things that they have at Denison. Really impressive. They got an impressive campus. They've got an indoor facility. They've got all the different things. The weight room is tremendous. The opportunity to play there is tremendous. But really, the thing that caught my eye more than anything was their celebration of tradition and how they celebrate the championships that they've won. In their team meeting room, there is a circular array of championship district trophies, gold trophies, that is just truly impressive. So creating legacy and history, that's what these young men are trying to do, to be a part of that. And they've got a lot to live up to it, and they're playing well tonight.
And they'll finish the drive with Asa Osborne taking it across for the score. They've attacked him from a variety of areas on the ground, and Asa Osborne finishes the march.
Impressive job on that drive, getting another touchdown in this ball game. Popped it through there. Osborne, Taylor Wimbish. Good running on the night for them as the BAT goes through the post as well.
So Denison with a scoring drive to put this one away, and Osborne finishes the march.
Yeah, impressive run there. This offensive line's got to be commended. They've done a good job of moving the Bearcat defense around to give the holes there. It's something that they want to do. They want to go up tempo. They talk about playing fast and playing hard and physical, and they've accomplished all of those things, Greg.
Well, a forward scoring drive of 61 yards in 5 plays after Sherman turned it over on downs, and it took them 2:47 to do it. Osborne with the 8-yard touchdown run to put the Jackets up by their largest margin of the year.
Now there's a T-shirt rolling around here in this area that says, "Give me 7." Well, 7 it may be, because Denison may have that 7th win in this BOTA series. 7 in a row.
BOTA standing for Battle of the Axe. They've been playing for that axe since 1949. They've been playing continuously since 1901 that they know of. In visiting with folks on both sides, they say it is quite possible that they were playing even prior to 1901, but they didn't have records of it. They had fires at both newspapers at one point, but they do know and have records of scores of every game going back to 1901, the longest played rivalry in Texas high school football history. Sherman will take over here with 1:11 to go. This is Texas Football Days, presented by Jack in the Box. Here in Sherman, Denison Yellow Jackets closing in on their 7th consecutive victory over the Sherman Bearcats.
Well, thanks to all the staff and everybody from both these programs. They've really enjoyed this evening tonight. It's community, it's fun, it's football, it's Friday night here in the state of Texas, and starts another fun high school football season, correct?
Rolling, Bethel to the air and incomplete. Looking outside for Gage Smith. Well, this is a Sherman team that was very much in this ball game. It was just a 1-score game, a 6-point game in the 4th quarter, well into the 4th quarter before Denison was able to get that final separation here late.
Yeah, I think that running game for Denison just really paid dividends for them tonight. Zaylen Wimbish, kind of the catalyst there as needed to be.
Well, this will put a capper on the high school portion of it, which it all started last night with out in Mason County, the gem of the Hill Country, and a gem of a performance by the Wall Hawks, and winning 47-7 over the Mason Punchers at the Puncher Dome. And tonight's game, of course, post-game coverage coming up. Now on the scramble, Tate Bethel. Throw on the run, caught, and still on his feet. is Gabe Smith.
Number 2, Smith, brought down at the 32-yard line.
There you see the Axe in possession of Denison, where it will stay yet again.
Yeah, probably going to ride in the car with that principal back to the school
with a police escort, maybe. Bethel, here in the waning moments, and escaping a would-be tackler, and incomplete. We mentioned the 2 high school games, Gary, that we brought as part of Texas Football Days presented by Jack in the Box. College football tomorrow, and football's back and underway.
It is. It's full swing football, no doubt about that. So special time of the year and getting back in the swing of things. These kids have been practicing for a few weeks now and finally having a chance to get in real live action.
4th down. Perhaps one last try for Sherman here in the waning seconds. Bethel sets up the receiver screen to Amayabu, who had a big catch and run early in this ball game.
Amayabu with the reception.
Does have enough for the first down.
43
But it's down to just 12 seconds to play in the ball game, and Sherman has to scramble to the line of scrimmage to try to get off another play here before this one ends. Final play of the game. And it's Denison's defense that comes through with it. Jalen Fields, the tackle on Tate Bethel for the 7th consecutive year. The Denison Yellow Jackets will take possession of the old Axe, and they'll take it back to the north side of Grayson County. The Jackets win it 29-13.
Well, soon that Axe is going to have all of the real estate inscribed on it within a few years, and we're going to build another Axe. I'll put it together, but that one will be retired, from what we were told. But it's a great tradition, and to have that celebrated here in the 121st edition of this rivalry is pretty special.
You got to hold that Axe. How heavy was it?
You know, it's not that heavy. It's just a little bulky. It's got the double blade there on it, and our producer who took a picture of it, he was shaking when he was holding it. I don't know why he was shaking, but we had some fun with it.
Well, the handshake line going through, and we'll hear from Chad Rogers momentarily. But right now, our play of the night presented by Texas Farm Bureau. What a huge speed sweep from Keeleon Vaughn.
This was really the play here that really set up a huge swing and field position there. Keeleon Vaughn showing his speed and just knocking it out. And, you know, they answered that out with pay dirt, put something in the end zone. Zaylen Wimbush just kind of tapped that in there. And this offensive line has done a nice job all night. Tremendous job rushing the football by this Denison football team. Very proud of them. I'm sure Coach Rogers really is. And I'm sure that Jadarian Price is going to get right back in the swing of things here soon with getting over his ailment, because it didn't seem like he injured his ankle or foot too terribly. We don't know yet, but I think that he's probably going to be just fine.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was more precaution than anything else, especially with the way that Denison was running the football and controlling it even when he wasn't on the field. So throughout the course of the evening, we've been bringing you the radio calls on both sides for both Sherman and Denison. So one more time, let's drop into the Denison Yellow Jackets radio booth on Katy Country 93.1 with Lynn Burkhead and Ed Meacham at the end of it.
Field, and here's Bethel sacked on the final play of the game, and it is official, and it is over. Triple zeros, and 7 is a beautiful number in Denison tonight, as the Yellow Jackets get a 7-yard touchdown from number 7, Asa Osborne, to seal the 7th win in a row in the 70th year of Ye Olde Battle Axe, and they have defeated their arch rivals for the 7th consecutive year.
Denison with the win, and there the spoils of victory. The Axe being held up by the Yellow Jackets.
And they're running with it off the field, and take care of that, gentlemen, and you've earned it. Good job.
And that's Zaylen Wimbush who is holding that Axe aloft. Let's go down with the winning head coach Chad Rogers to Jason Spells.
I know the Battle Axe was the main thing you came here to get, but guess what? 2 for 1 tonight. On behalf of Jack in the Box and Fox Sports Southwest, we are you the Texas Trophy. Congratulations goes to the Denison Yellow Jackets.
Thank you very much.
To hoist this thing one more time, 7 years in a row, how special is this?
Very special, because it was a hard-fought game. You got to add to those guys, those coaches at Sherman, and those kids came to play tonight. We had to back through some stuff. We kept putting ourselves in a bind. Our young kids had to grow up. And good football team. I love the together in this. We're going to enjoy this.
All right, there at the Mike went out there, but the power did not go out for the Denison Yellow Jackets, who win the Battle of the Axe for the 7th consecutive season. And that's a sweet moment there.
Really
If you're
is.
playing for a trophy, to be able to take it over to your fan base and hold that up.
Yeah, everybody gets to share in it. They all enjoy it, and there's a lot of symbolism around that award, that Battle of Axe or Battle Axe. And it's an interesting trophy, interesting piece. So congratulations to the Denison Yellow Jackets on the 7th time in a row to win that and bring that back home.
And yet, for all that, like we said, I think J.D. Martinez saw some hopeful signs out of his program as it continues to grow. There were your typical week 1 penalties that happened. There were several false starts and things like that. Stuff they can clean up for sure, but I think in addition to Mike Brown, and we didn't get to see much of Mike in the second half because of Sherman being in passing situations, but Benji Omayabu and Sean Husband and Gage Smith, and then Tate Bethel proving to be a very capable leader on the field for the Bearcats.
Yeah, it kind of comes down to penalties, big time penalties, and there's turn opportunities to convert that Sherman didn't, but Denison certainly did convert on 3rd and 4th down.
Well, one of those key members of the Yellow Jackets is down on the field with our Sarah Merrifield.
Yeah, I'm here with a very, very excited Price. I mean, can you just explain this environment behind you, because you got 2 for 1 trophies tonight?
Can I explain it? It's great. It feels great to have the Axe back. Well, we've been having it, but it's great to keep it here because it belongs in Denison.
I think we can go ahead and listen to that cheer. What did you think about tonight's offense? Obviously very up-tempo, but was that the saving grace to your offense? How did you guys keep momentum and keep grinding against Sherman?
Well, that's what we do. We like to keep the tempo going, have a fast offense. I mean, penalties kept us back. I mean, we're just fine. We kept the scoreboard going. What do you think the credit is due tonight, and who would you like to thank for this win? Zaylen did a great job. Every time he came to the sideline, I said, I love you, brother. You had great effort. Every play, he had great effort. And for you guys to be going back home, winning the first game of the season and the Battle of the Axe battle, how does that feel? It feels great. It feels great. Awesome. Congratulations on your game. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Sarah. And apparently Jadarian Price feels all right.
Yes, he does.
We'll talk about that afterwards. All right, so we've had a great deal of fun here. Folks have been wonderful here throughout Grayson County, and both Sherman and Denison, and our thanks to them as well. For Gary Reasons, Sarah Merrifield, Jason Spells, and our entire crew, this is Craig Way saying so long from the Red River Valley, where the Denison Yellow Jackets once more have possession of the Axe. They defeat the Sherman Bearcats 29-13. You've been watching Texas Football Days, presented by Jack in the Box.